In this free course, I'm going to show you how to have incredible SMMA service delivery so you can print money for your clients and easily guarantee them results even as a complete beginner. In fact, in this free course, I'm going to give you the exact copy and paste service delivery system I use to generate over $15 million in sales for my clients and build a 7-figure SMMA. In this course, I'll show you the exact ads to run for your clients to generate them leads. I'll show you the exact follow-up system to convert those leads into customers, and I'll show you how to manage your clients properly so they pay you every single month without leaving. I guarantee you this course is going to be 10 times better than any other video on YouTube on service delivery, and most gurus are charging thousands of dollars for this information, and I'm going to give it to you 100% free. And don't worry, I have nothing to sell you in this course. Like I said, I already built my own SMMA to over 7 figures in revenue, and the reason I'm making this free is because there's literally no good information online on service delivery, and I want to make sure that when you land a client, you have all the information you need to deliver them results, because that's the most important piece. So with that being said, get a pen and paper handy and let's dive into the course. All right, welcome to the SMMA service delivery course. I'm super excited to have you in this course because if you're watching this right now, the goal of this course is to give you these step-by-step systems and processes to generate incredible results for your clients. So if right now you have no confidence in your ability to generate results and you don't understand service delivery, you're in the right place. I'm going to make sure you have all the skills and tools you need to generate incredible results for your clients. Now, in terms of who this course is for, there's really two people. So the first person this course is for is if you're a beginner SMMA owner and you're wanting to learn more about service delivery and ultimately be confident in getting client results, this course is for you. Like, I remember when I started my agency 5 years ago, there was so much videos and courses and trainings on how to get clients and sales, but there was almost no courses and information on service delivery. And I thought that was kind of weird because ultimately we're in the business of getting client results. And this course is going to make sure that that no longer happens and you have all the information you need to get your client results. Now, the next person this course is for is if you're an experienced agency owner and you already have some clients, or maybe you have a lot of clients and you're looking to dial in your service delivery even more and increase your retention and provide more value to your clients. This course is going to show you how to do that. Specifically, if you have a lead generation based agency, like you're working with gyms, chiropractors, or any business that needs leads. So that is who this course is for. If you're one of those two people, you're in the right place. Now, you might be asking yourself, why am I qualified to teach you on service delivery? So let me give you a little bit of background. I've had an agency for the past 5 years. I've generated tens of millions of dollars in sales for my clients. In fact, this is me talking at MavCon with Troy from Agency Mavericks. In fact, the owner of Go High Level, Sean Clark, was there as well. So I spoke on stage. I worked with major celebrities like Rudy Moore, Inc. 5000 companies, Lemon Light Media. I've worked with celebrities with millions of followers like Zach Perna, who's a Gymshark athletes, and countless others. And like I said, I've generated tens of millions of dollars in sales. I've worked with major 7- and 8-figure companies, and I've done it at a very high level. And on top of doing it for clients, I've also done it for myself. You can see here, this is me holding the 2 Comma Club Award from ClickFunnels when you make over $1 million in your business with one funnel. You can also see this is my ad account where I spent over $267,000 on my own ads in the past 24 months to generate leads and clients. And I was able to get myself results. And on top of that, you can see I've generated over 3,600 appointments for my own agency and over 5,000 leads. So not only have I done service delivery at a very high level for major clients, but I've also done it for myself. So now let's go over how the course is structured. So the way the course is structured is there's 5 core phases, and each phase has multiple lessons. And in those lessons, there's an action item with most of these lessons to go along with it, because I want to make sure that you're actually implementing what's in the course. So let's go over these 5 phases. So phase number 1 is all around onboarding clients, because the way service delivery starts is we have to onboard the client. So what we're going to go over is the onboarding call outline to gather all the client information that you need. Then we're going to go over how to get access to your client's ad accounts, creative assets, and setting up the communication channels. And then we'll go over setting up the right expectations with clients, because if your expectations are wrong, then the whole project can get derailed. So that's phase number 1, onboarding clients. Then in phase number 2, we're going to go over creating your lead generation assets. So I'm going to give you the step-by-step process to create an irresistible offer for your clients. And I've used this process to generate multiple million-dollar offers. So I'm going to show you how to create an incredible offer that sucks in leads and customers for your client. Then I'm going to show you how to create ad copy for your clients. And I'm going to give you the plug and play ad copy scripts I've used to generate millions of dollars in sales. All you have to do is plug it in for your client. Then I'm going to give you the ad creative scripts to use. So I'm going to show you how to create video ads and image ads and the processes behind it. Then we're going to go over how to create ad targeting and make sure that your ads are targeting the right people for your clients. And then we'll go over creating the lead form and making sure you have a way to actually generate leads. Then in phase number 3, we're going to go over creating our lead conversion assets, because it's one thing to be able to generate leads, but what your clients are really paying you for is your ability to convert those leads into customers. And the agencies that can do this well are really the ones who are going to reap the rewards. And I'm going to show you how to do this in phase number 3. So first, we're going to go over tracking and managing your clients' leads, because if you don't have a way to track and manage your leads, then you're not going to be able to convert those leads into customers. So I'm going to show you how to do that. Then I'm going to go over building your phone, SMS, and email follow-up scripts. And I'm going to give you plug and play proven scripts and automations that you can use to maximize your lead conversions. Then we're going to go over installing your lead follow-up conversion systems. So I'm going to show you how to set up some really awesome email, text, and phone automation. So whenever a new lead comes in for one of your clients, you have a very high chance of converting those leads into customers, or a much higher chance than if you didn't have these in place. And then finally, we're going to go over our daily lead conversion workflow. So I'm going to show you what you need to do every single day to maximize the amount of leads that you convert for your clients. And then in phase number 4, we're going to go over launching, managing, and scaling your ad campaigns. So this is where we're going to launch our ad campaigns and really start to see a lot of the fruits of our labor for our clients. So first, we're going to go over setting targets and KPIs. So in this lesson, we're going to go over how to make sure that you have the right targets and you know what you're aiming for from your ad campaigns. And we have some really cool calculators that we've created for you that are going to show you exactly what metrics you need to aim for to run your ads profitably for your clients. Then I'm going to show you how to launch your ad campaigns for your clients. Then we're going to go over how to assess the results from the campaigns that you launched. Then we're going to go over how to optimize any ad campaigns. So if you ever have a campaign that's not performing, I'm going to show you step by step how to fix it and get it working again. And then finally, we're going to go over scaling your ad campaigns. So once you have an ad that's working, I'm going to show you how you can really scale it up. Like we have ad accounts scaled to over $15,000 plus per day in ad spend, and I'm going to give you that process. And finally, in phase number 5, we're going to go over ongoing client management and reporting. So I'm going to make sure that you have the right client communication schedule and you know how to structure any calls with them, as well as the right client reporting schedule. So those are the 5 phases. You can see there's a lot to go over. So now let's go over the last thing, which is how to maximize your results. Because if you're going through this course, you want to maximize your results. You want to make sure you can have incredible results for your clients. So the first thing is click the link in the description to get the service delivery free course notes. It's over 25 pages of course notes. It's going to be in the pinned comment below in the description. So make sure to download that. It's 100% free so you can follow along with the course. The next thing is commit to watching this course in full and follow the lessons one by one. This course isn't meant for you to skim around or go from one lesson to the next, because we're building out a very specific system that generates results. So you need to make sure you watch it in full. The third thing is embrace overwhelm, because for sure, as you're going through this course, some of these things might be new and it might be overwhelming for you, or you might think this is a lot of work. And it definitely is. You're trying to build a 6 or 7 figure agency, and these are going to be the top 1% of things when it comes to service delivery. So it's going to be overwhelming at first, but when it's overwhelming, that's a sign of growth. That is a good sign. So whenever that overwhelm comes up, you know you're in the right direction. And we have resources to help you throughout every step of the process. So don't worry. I just want to make sure you understand that and you embrace that overwhelm. The next thing is implement quickly. The best people who get the best results, they implement fast, they take action. So make sure to complete the action items and don't overthink things. If you always overthink, you're not going to get any results and you're going to stay broke. So you don't want that. And then finally, ask any questions in the comment section below. So if you have any questions around any of the service delivery we're going to go over, drop a comment in the comment section below and I'll try my best to answer it personally. And there's no such thing as a dumb question. I guarantee if you have that question, someone else is going to have it as well. So that's how to maximize your results. So with that being said, let's dive into the course and I'll see you in phase number 1. All right, welcome to phase number 1, which is onboarding your clients. And onboarding is the first step of service delivery. And the objective of phase number 1 is to learn how to onboard your clients properly so you have the information and access you need to be able to set up your lead generation campaigns. So let's walk through step by step what we're going to cover. So first, we're going to go over the onboarding call outline to gather the information we need from our client. So the first step that's going to happen after you close a client and you have them on, we need to set up an onboarding call with them. And this is the structure for that call. So you have all the information you need to be able to set up and create the campaigns. Then we're going to go over getting access to the client's ad accounts, the creative that we need, and setting up our communication channels. And then we'll go over setting up the right expectations, because if the expectations aren't right, it's going to be much harder for us to get client results. So that's what we're going to cover in phase number 1. So with that being said, let's dive into it and I'll see you in the lesson. All right, in this lesson, we're going to go over how to onboard clients. And the objective of this lesson is to perform an onboarding call to get the necessary marketing information and access we need from clients to be able to create successful advertising campaigns. So let's walk through this step by step. So at this point, you should have converted a client, you've closed them. The first step is we're going to schedule this onboarding call with them. So here's how to structure this onboarding call. Now, I always find it best to have that onboarding call with the client instead of trying to manually do this or sending them a Google form for them to fill out, because this is the first touch point that they have with you after they signed up. So this is where they're actually going to build a relationship with you. And on top of that, it allows you to get the information and the depth required compared to just sending them a survey. So let's dive into it. So let's say the client that I signed up is Touch Massage and they have a massage clinic just like this. This is the questions that I'm going to ask on the onboarding call. So the very first thing I want to get clear on is the client's targets. So the first thing we need to figure out for our client, what's their objective? What are they trying to hit? Because without an objective of where they're trying to go, we don't know what results we have to drive. So I can ask them, okay, so currently, what's your yearly revenue? Now, let's say they're currently doing $300,000 a year. Then I can ask them, what is their target yearly revenue? Where do they want to go? Now, let's say their objective over the next 12 months is they want to get it to $600,000. So they want to double their business. Now, one thing that's important here is if their answer, let's say they're doing 300,000 and they want to get it to 5 million over the next 12 months, or let's say they want to get to $600,000 in the next 30 days, and that's their expectations, you need to reset their expectations. Say, hey, this goal, this isn't going to happen in 30 days. This is something that we have to work towards, and we're taking gradual steps towards it when it comes to expectations. So just make sure if they say a goal that doesn't make sense or they're expecting you to get that outcome in like a couple weeks or 30 days, you need to set the right expectations with them up front. In terms, the next question you can ask is how many monthly customers are they averaging? Let's say right now this massage clinic is getting 25 new customers a month, and their target is they want to get to 50 new customers a month. So that's the first step, getting clear on what their targets are. Then I like to get clear on what assets they currently have. So these are marketing channels and assets that they might have at their disposal that we can leverage down the line. So let's say that their Facebook following has 1,000 followers. You can see in their Facebook, they currently have 1,000 followers here. And let's say their Instagram has 957 followers. And let's say they have an email list of 1,200 people. These are just the general assets that they have at their disposal because we might run some campaigns here and we just want to gather that data. Then we have to get our marketing information. And this part is so important. This is where we're going to gather the key marketing information about the brand so we can create really good ads and creative for them to actually get them leads. So the first thing we can ask is, who is your ideal customer? We need to get clear on who is their ideal demographic that they want to show ads to. So let's say they say their ideal customers, men and women from age 40 to 70, who are typically busy professionals who take their personal wellness seriously, and they typically exercise as well. That's their ideal customer. Then, once we get clear on that, the next question I like to ask is, what's the dream outcome your customers are after? Because whatever they're selling, we need to understand what is the desired state of their ideal customers. So let's say they respond and they say that their goal is to get a relaxed body without aches and pains. And again, this is important for us to understand this when we're writing our ads. So that's why we're gathering this information. Then we want to get clear on what problems do your customers currently face. And the more we understand the avatar and the problems they face, the better we can create copy and marketing messaging around it. So let's say the client says they're struggling with back pain, maybe they have neck pain, shoulder pain, lower body pain, tension in the body, they have stress. They're going to give you the problems that the customers face. Then what we want to get clear on is, what are they currently selling? So what offers is this massage clinic offering currently? So let's say they have a 60-minute massage that's $119. They have a 90-minute massage that's $169, and that's their top seller. They have a 2-hour massage with this $219, and they have monthly memberships that are $167 a month, where you get one massage a month. Let's say, and that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to get a pulse of what they're currently selling and what's selling best for them. Then the next question that you want to make sure you ask if you're working with a company that has, it's a reoccurring service, or clients come every single month, like a gym or maybe a chiropractor, things like that, is you want to get clear on how long does the average client stay, because we need to get clear on what the lifetime value is per customer, because the bigger the lifetime value is, the easier it is for us to run ads for them profitably, because they can spend more to acquire a customer. And I'm going to explain this more in depth later on, but this is why we need to get clear on this. So let's say they say their average client gets at least one massage every single month, and they stay for at least 12 months. And let's say they say that their lifetime value is roughly $1,500, right? So typically every single client over the course of 12 months spends about $1,500 with them. Now we know the lifetime value of that customer. That's very important. You always need to get that metric on a local business, or really any business, is, okay, what's the lifetime value? How long do they typically stay with you? Then the next question we can ask is, what discounts or specials worked well in the past? What are those offers that have worked well to get in new customers? And let's say the client says they tested a $50 off new customer special and that worked really well. They might not have an answer to this, and that's fine, but we want to see, okay, what other promotions have they tried in the past that worked well? A lot of times they might have tested previous things that worked really well and they stopped doing it, and that gives us a really good idea of what offers we can test right away. Then we can ask, what bonuses can be included? I like to ask, what bonuses would we might be able to include for a special? So are there any low-cost services that we might be able to give away for free or at a discounted rate to get new customers in? So for example, let's say this massage clinic says, yeah, we have a mini scalp massage that's valued at $49 that we could use and give away. Maybe we can give them a hot towel treatment that's valued at $29, or a foot soak that's valued at $39. So you want to see, get these resources from the client. What bonuses would they be open to giving? And they don't need to give you yes, they need to do that, but you're just brainstorming in this session. You're getting those juices flowing at them. And then you can also ask them, do you have any information products that you created that you'd be open to? So maybe they have a home muscle relaxation ebook, right? Or a posture improvement guide, or a sleep posture guide. These are all bonuses that people would be interested in if they're interested in massage services, right? So these are all bonuses that we can include when we're creating our offer down the line. Next, we can ask, do you have a guarantee on your offer, or would they be open to testing one? Now, if they have a guarantee, that's great, and we want to make sure they're at least open to testing one. So let's say they have a money-back guarantee. If you don't love the massage, let us know and you get your money back. And the reason we want to make sure, or at least they're open to having a guarantee, is that's likely going to increase their performance on the advertising campaigns we're going to set up. Then we can ask, where are you currently getting most of your leads and customers right now? We want to get a pulse of what's working for them currently. And for most lead generation businesses that are local, they're probably going to say word of mouth primarily. And let's just say they run some Google ads, they spend about $500 per month, and they get 5 clients a month from that. Now, the reason we want to ask this is, let's say they're running ads on a different marketing channel. Let's say they're spending $1,000 a month on TikTok ads and they're getting a 10x return, and they're not running ads on Facebook and Instagram, which that's what we're going to cover in this service delivery course. Then we can look at what ads they're running on TikTok and get a pulse of that, and we can just simply move that over and test that over to Facebook if we want, right? We can see what messaging is resonating. Then once we do that, we want to get their rough campaign targets. So this is important. We first want to get a clear idea of what is their target cost per acquisition. So how much are they willing to spend to acquire a customer? And we want to base that based on their lifetime value, right? So if their lifetime value that a customer says over 12 months is they're going to spend $1,500 with them, we want to ask them, how much are you willing to spend to get that client in the door? Now, let's say the client says they're willing to spend at least $100. Now, if they're not willing to spend at least $100, or let's say their target is something unreasonable, like they're only willing to spend $20 or $30, you're likely not going to get results for that clients because their economics aren't there. You want to make sure they can spend at least, like $100 to get a customer coming in the door, and they actually have, a pretty decent lifetime value, or else it's going to be hard for you to get them results. That's a different conversation, but make sure that you get clear on what their target cost per acquisition is. So let's say they want to spend $100. Then we want to get clear on their daily ad spend. We just want to get a ballpark. Now, you want to make sure your clients at minimum can spend at least $100 a day. Bare minimum if you're stretching it, like $50, but I like to have at least $100 a day for advertising campaigns and then scaling it from there. But just confirm if they're open at that point, and this should have been covered in your sales call. Typically you want to give them an idea, but at least on your onboarding call as well, say, get clear on their daily ad spend or what they're comfortable with. Again, I recommend they spend at least $100 a day, but bare minimum if they're tight on cash, $50 a day. Then what we want to get clear on is their sales process information. So how does their process actually work to take a complete stranger into a customer? We need to understand that process for how they convert a lead into a paying customer. So let's say someone goes there, like their sales process is someone visits their website right here, somebody gives them a call, and then they schedule them into a paying client. That's their sales process. Someone goes to a website, someone on their team calls them, and then they scheduled, a massage with them, and they collect payment with them over the phone. That's their sales process. And that's the process that they take to convert a lead into a customer. We need to know that. And we're just going to map that out. Then once we've done that, we have all the information we need from the client, at least on the marketing information, and we have a general understanding of how their business works. So now what we're going to go over is what we need access to from them. And now we're going to tell them the expectations of what we're going to do. So how we like to do this right after this onboarding section here is this is where we're actually going to invite them to a Slack channel, get access to their ad account, any images and videos, and all that fun stuff. So what I'll typically like to do is the first step after this onboarding call, while we're still on the call, is I'm going to invite them to a Slack channel. And what Slack is a communication channel where you can communicate with your clients very easily. So to show you how to do that, you're going to go into Slack. You can create a free Slack account here, but once you're in Slack, and again, we have full instructions that are going to be attached in this document on how to do this, but all you have to do to create a Slack channel, you're going to go to channels here, you're going to hit create, you're then going to hit create a channel, and for the name of the channel, just put like the name of the client's company / your company. So I type in scale with less, and then I'm going to hit next, make it private, then hit create, and then add the person's email address, your client's email address, and let them in. So I'll just put in an example. I'll add them here. And this is going to be our Slack channel. This is where we can communicate with our clients. From there, that client that we just onboarded. So that's the first step. Then what we're going to do is we need to get access to their ad account so we can actually run, Facebook and Instagram ads for them, and get access to their images and videos and any testimonials that can help us. So what we're going to do is we are going to open this post onboarding Slack message right here. And we're going to take this message and we're simply going to send this into the Slack channel. So I'm going to copy this and I'm going to read this with you, so don't worry. So what we're going to do is we're going to post this into the channel like so. And what we're going to do is we're going to put hey at client. So once the client actually joins the Slack channel, they're going to be good to go and they'll see the message that you're going to have. And you're just going to make sure the client joins the Slack, and it should take them a couple minutes. It's very easy. And then what you're going to do is you're going to paste in the notes for the onboarding call. So you just link this document here. Then you're going to put the next call date that you have with your client, which let's say it's a week from now. So I'll just put like February 6th, 2022 at, let's just say 12 p.m., whatever the time is. And then what you're going to do is here's what we need from you. So you can see the first step, provide us access to your Facebook ad account. Here are the instructions. So all the instructions, you just need to copy this message. It's already going to show you how to get access to your client's ad account. So you just take this message. And again, this whole document is going to be in the pinned comment on this video below, as well as in the description. So make sure to get access to this. And you just send them this message. This is going to show them how to give you access to their ad account. Then there's the second part. Step number 2, create a Google Drive folder and please share the following assets with us. A Google Drive with your images and logo, a Google Drive with any videos, a Google Drive with any testimonials, and if you have any brand guidelines or fonts, send that as well. So that's what you're going to get from the client. So just like that, you have everything you need from the client to be able to manage the campaigns. And then what I'd like to have is here's what we're going to do. So you need to let the client know after the onboarding call what the expectations are, what you're going to do after this onboarding call. They should always be clear on that. So what we're going to write is we will get the offer created for you. We will get the ads created for you to review, and we will get the follow-up systems created for you to review. That's what we're going to go later on throughout this course, is we're going to go through these, but that's what the client now understands what the next steps are going to be. We're going to create their offer for them and they're going to review it. We're going to get the ads created for them to review, and we're going to get the follow-up systems for them to review. So that's how we're going to onboard their clients, and we're simply going to hit send. And now we've onboarded our clients. They're in this channel. They understand the next steps. We have all the information we need. They have the next steps to give us access to their ad account and all the, the Google Drive folders with their images and videos. And we're all set. And then what I like to do too when I'm on this call is I say, if you have any questions with anything, just let us know at any point. Just feel free to communicate us with at any moment. And we'll get back to you. That's the point of this Slack channel. So that is the onboarding process that you can follow. So I'm going to stop. I'm going to get out of Slack here so you can see that. That is all we have to do to onboard them. So the action step that you're going to focus on, that I want you to complete, is get your onboarding call outline finished. So all you have to do is make a copy of this onboarding call. This is not pre-filled. This is the template of it. So whenever you have a call with your client, all you have to do is go through the questions that are attached into this document. It's this exact same document that we went over, just blank, and you're going to go through that onboarding call with your client. Feel free to modify any questions or add any that you feel are appropriate for your service. And at that point, you have everything you need to onboard your client. So that is the first step. We've got our client onboarded. We have access to their ad accounts and all the information, and we have images, videos, everything is now done. So now what we're going to do is we can move on to the next section. So make sure to complete this action step and just use this onboarding call outline for when you're onboarding a client. And all the assets are in this document too, in terms of how to get access to the ad account, images and videos. Like you can see, we have documents for everything here. So that is the first step. So good stuff. Get that action item done, and I'll see you in the next video. All right, welcome to phase number 2, which is creating lead generation assets. And the objective of this phase is to create the marketing assets to generate leads for our clients. So here's what we're going to cover in phase number 2. First, we're going to go over creating an irresistible lead generation offer, because if we want to generate leads for our clients, the most important piece is we need an irresistible offer for their business that's going to suck in new leads. And I'm going to show you how to do this. Then we're going to go over creating the ad copy. So we need to make sure we have the right words in our ads that motivates people to click on them and become a lead. Then we're going to go over creating the ad creative. So this is the image ad or the video ad we're going to create. Then we're going to go over creating the ad targeting, because we need to make sure the right people see the ad that we're making. And then we're going to go over creating the lead form. And the lead form is what we're going to use to actually capture the lead data of their name, their email, and their phone number. So we got a lot to cover in this section. So with that being said, let's dive into it, and I'll see you in the first lesson. All right, in this lesson, we're going to go over creating an irresistible lead generation offer. And the objective of this lesson is to create an irresistible offer that generates leads for our client and separates them from the competition. And this is the most important step if we want to generate leads for our clients and create ad campaigns that are wildly profitable for them, is we need to learn how to create an irresistible offer that separates them from the competition and is magnetic to their ideal customers. And I'm going to show you step by step how to do this. So this is one of those lessons that is extremely important, so make sure to pay attention. So the first question is, what is the core service we're providing customers? So in this case, because I'm working with a massage clinic in this example, their core service is they offer full body massages, and let's say it's $169 for a full body massage. That's their core service, is a full body massage. Now, every other massage clinic in the local area, they're likely offering the same thing, full body massages. So it's our job when we're creating an irresistible offer is how can we create an offer that has so much more value that differentiates us from this boring, bland offer that's just a normal full body massage. So the first thing we can look at is, can we add a discount to this service for new customers? So if you remember in the onboarding call I had with this client, they said that one of the promotions that worked best for them was a $50 off new customer special. So one thing we can do is we can add a $50 off discount for new customers. The next thing we can look at is there a free version of this service we can make for new customers? Because people love free stuff. We're attracted to free. It's in our DNA, right? So if we can look at, let's say, a free 30-minute massage, like if our client was open to doing that, where they offer a free 30-minute massage and they know that 50% of those free massages are going to convert into paying clients who pay them, let's say $150 every single month for 12 months, and they end up making $1,500 over the course of the year, they'd be more than happy to offer a free 30-minute massage if they can convert half of them into a $1,500 lifetime value customer. So that might be something they're open to. So that's the second thing we can look at. So we're taking this core service here, which is just a boring full body massage, and now we're looking at, okay, can we add a discount for this service, which may be $50 off? Or is there a free version of this service we can make for new customers, which might be a free 30-minute massage? Then what we need to ask ourselves is what bonuses can be included for new customers. And we want to figure out what bonuses can we include to this core service to make it far more valuable. And if you're feeling a little bit overwhelmed or this doesn't make sense, don't worry. At the very end, I'm going to summarize this and show you what a completed Irresistible offer looks like, and then it might click. But for now, just stay with me. So what bonuses can be included for this offer? So the first thing we can look at is low cost services. So if you remember in the onboarding call, we thought of some bonuses where we could offer a mini scalp massage that's $49 worth of value. We can offer a hot towel treatment as a bonus that's $29 worth of value. We can offer a foot soak that's $39 worth of value. And these are all additional bonuses that are complimentary, that are free, that we can offer for our client if they take a massage with us. They get a mini scalp massage, they get a hot towel treatment, they get foot soaks. The next thing we can look at is no cost information. This is where we want to brainstorm bonuses that are things like ebooks or PDFs or information, because there is no cost to create those. There's no fulfillment cost for this business to get that done and include this into the offer. So we can create a home muscle relaxation guide, or maybe they have a posture improvement guide, or maybe they have a sleep posture guide. I mean, you can create any of these just using ChatGPT if you want, but likely the client is going to have some of these already. So these are all bonuses that we can include to this offer to make it irresistible. The next thing we can look at is what scarcity can we add to this offer. Now, what scarcity is a function of units. The more scarce something is, the more we want it. There's a reason that people wait years to get a Ferrari or buy a Rolex, because there's limited quantity of it. So what we can do is the first 30 people only can get their hands on this offer. That's us adding scarcity to this. The next thing, and the way we can come up with the scarcity, we want it to be real. We can just ask the client how many new clients can they take every single month, and that becomes the scarcity limit. Let's say they can only take on 50 new customers a month. Let's add that. Let's say only available to 50 customers a month. That adds real scarcity and gets people to take action. The next thing is what urgency can we add to this offer? And urgency is a function of time. If you've ever shopped on Amazon before and you see this, little thing at the bottom where it says limited stock or limited quantity, that's scarcity. But when it actually has a timer where it says order soon, or where it says something along the lines, order in the next 24 hours or in the next 11 minutes to get it in the next 24 hours, when it says something, that's urgency. That's pushing you to actually purchase the thing. So that is urgency. It's a function of time. So we could say it's valid until the end of the month. That provides urgency. The next thing we can look at is what guarantee can we add to this offer. Now, guarantees are important because it reduces risk for someone to take us up on our offer. And the less risk there is, the easier it is for someone to say yes, so more people will take up our offer. So the first type of guarantee is we could just have a classic money back guarantee. So if you don't love the massage, let us know and you get your money back. That's the first type of guarantee that we can offer. The second one is we can have a free service guarantee. If you don't love the massage, we'll give you another one for free. So if they don't love it, we're providing them more service. And the third type of guarantee is a credit-based guarantee. So if you don't love the massage, we'll provide you X dollars. So let's say $100 in free credit you can use to try out more of our services. So these are the three types of guarantees I like to have, or at least present to a client for their offer. If they can approve one of these or they're open to it, that's what we want, because a guarantee is going to be huge when it comes to increasing the amount of people who say yes to our offer. The next component is we want to name our offer. We want the offer to have a name that clearly conveys the value we're going to provide. So we're trying to include at least 2 to 3 of these elements where we state the offer, the outcome, and the avatar. So an example of this, the name could be $50 off 90-minute full body relaxation massage. So the offer is $50 off and the outcome is 90-minute full body relaxation massage. Now, if I wanted to add avatar to this, 90-minute full body relaxation massage for busy professionals. Now that also has the avatar that's included in here as well. It has the offer, the outcome, and the avatar. So when it comes to naming the offer, this could be a headline that we can use in our ad. So that's naming the offer. So now that we have all these components, let me show you how we're going to put it all together into one offer that separates us from the competition and is irresistible. So you can see here, we can have a $50 off 90-minute full body relaxation massage. So that's what we're going to have. We're going to add a discount to this offer for $50 off for new customers. Then they're going to get the first bonus, which is a mini scalp massage with this $49 worth of value. They're also going to get a second bonus for free, which is a hot towel treatment, which is $29 worth of value. The third bonus is they're going to get foot soaks, which is $39 worth of value. The fourth bonus is a home muscle relaxation guide. That's $10 worth of value. The fifth bonus is a posture improvement guide. That's $10 worth of value. The sixth bonus is a sleep posture guide. That's $10 worth of value. So if you can see in the bonuses alone, there's like $170 worth of complimentary bonuses for a new customer. So not only do they get $50 off, they get all these additional bonuses that increases the perceived value of our offer. Then we have scarcity. So this is only valid for the first 30 people. Then we have urgency. It's valid until the end of the month. So if you want this offer, you have to take it by the end of the month. And we have a guarantee. If you don't love the massage, get your money back. So there's no risk for the person to take us up on the offer. And for our name, we can have $50 off 90-minute full body relaxation massage for busy professionals. So that's what the completed offer would look like. So you can see how we took this commoditized service, like just a regular full body massage, and we turned it into this offer that now has all these components, a much higher perceived value that people want. It's irresistible. Like, think about it for you. Let's say you needed a massage. You were craving a massage and you looked around businesses in your local area. Would you rather go to a massage clinic that just gives you a full body massage for $169? Or would you get a massage where you can work with the clinic where you get $50 off your first massage, you get a mini scalp massage for free, you get a hot towel treatment as a bonus, you get foot soaks as a bonus, you get a home muscle relaxation guide for free, you get a posture improvement guide for free, you get a sleep posture guide for free, and if you don't love it, you get your money back, and it's only valid for the first 30 people, and it's valid until the end of the month. Like, would much rather likely take the second option because it doesn't look like any other commoditized service. And that's our goal when we're creating an irresistible offer. How can we make it look truly irresistible and like nothing else people have seen before? Because if we can do that, that's what's going to make your ads work so much better, and you're going to get way more leads and conversions because of that. So that's how to create an irresistible lead generation offer. So the action item for you that I want you to focus on is create your irresistible offer for your client using the framework above and send it to your client to review. So go through this process here and start thinking through different options of an offer that you can use for your client and outline this, start filling it in. And you want to put your best foot forward. And sometimes when you create an offer, and you send it to your client to review, and I'm going to show you how to send this to your client to review, they might not be open to some of them, or they might not want us to do a guarantee. You want to push back. You want to really say, hey, let's just try it. Worst thing, if you're not open to it, we can always change it down the line. But we always want to put your best foot forward with your first offer. Try to make it as irresistible as possible. So really think through this. Come up with an irresistible offer for your client by answering these questions, and then put it all together, and you should have an irresistible offer. And once you have this is going to be the key to getting a lot of leads for your clients that are going to convert. So once you created your offer, what you're going to do, the action item is create your irresistible offer for your client using the framework above and send it to your client to review. So the way we're going to send it to the client to review is we're simply going to send them a Slack message. So we're going to go into our Slack channel, and we can link them the document. We can say, here's the offer we came up with. Please review it and let me know if you're good to go with it. And we send them the offer into Slack. They review it, and if they're good to go, we have their sign off. So then we know what offer we're going to provide and test. So that is how we're going to create an irresistible lead generation offer. That is the action item. Create your irresistible offer for your client using the framework above, send it to them for review, and once that's done, we'll move on to the next lesson here. All right, in this lesson, we're going to go over the fundamentals of high converting ads, because before you start writing and creating your ads, I want to make sure you understand the basic foundational principles behind high converting ads. So let's dive right into it, and let's start with the first thing, which is the objective of your ads. And the whole point of an ad is to get your ideal clients to stop scrolling, gain interest in your offer, and click on your ad to leave the platform. So I'm going to read that again. The whole point of an ad is to get your ideal clients to stop scrolling, gain interest in your offer, and click on your ad to leave the platform. Because when someone's scrolling on social media, they're watching cat videos, they're distracted, they're entertained. What our ad needs to do is we need to get their attention so they stop scrolling and consuming that content, then gain interest in our offer, and then click on our ad to leave the social media platform. Because once they leave the social media platform, the ad has done its job. Now it's up to our lead form, which we're going to create later on, and the lead form is responsible for actually getting their contact information and turning them into a lead. So I really want you to understand that. That is the job of the ad. It is to get someone to click with interest in your offer and leave the social media platform. Then from there, our lead form is going to convert them into a lead for us. So that is the objective of the ad. Now, in terms of the components of an ad, the first component is the creative. Now, the creative is the image or video that catches someone's attention and stops their scroll. So in this case, it is this image here of this gentleman cracking this person's back that says $47 new patient special. That is the creative. That is the image that they first see that stops their scroll. So when someone's scrolling on social media, the first thing that's going to catch their attention typically is the creative. That's what they're going to see first. Then once the creative stops their scroll and it gains their interest, then they typically will read the headline. And the headline is the second section below that says $47 new patient special. So the headline is the text underneath the ad copy that catches the reader's attention and lures them in to read the rest of the ad copy. So they stop their scroll and they look at the creative first. Then if the creative is good, they look at the headline that says $47 new patient special. Then if the headline intrigues them, now they're going to read this big chunk of text up here, which is the ad body copy. And the ad copy is the written text that gives them more information and pushes them to click on your ad. So the ad body copy is this first section that's highlighted in red with most of the text. So you want to think of it almost like this slide where someone's scrolling on social media, then the creative is going to catch their attention, then they're going to look at the headline, and then they read the ad, and if the ad and they like the offer, then they click. They click on the ad, and then they leave the social media platform onto our website or our lead form. So those are the components behind the ad, and we're going to create each one of these here. So now let's dive into what makes a good ad, and we're going to go much deeper into it, but I first want to just dive into what makes a good ad so you know what components we need to add. So the first thing is it clearly calls out the target market and ideal customer. So we need to be crystal clear on who the ad is for. So you can see in the sample ad here, it says, "Hey Fargo residents." So it is clearly calling out the target market, which is Fargo residents. And it taking it a step further that says back pain, neck pain, and hip pain are the absolute worst. It is calling out the customer's pain points. The next thing is it clearly states a solution to a problem they face or a deep desire they want. So here it says back pain, neck pain, and hip pains are the absolute worst. They're the most common issues to people struggle with on a day-to-day basis and can be extremely disruptive to everyday life. So it's clearly stating a problem they face. And then from here it says great news, and it's going to transition into the offer. Now the rest of the ad, it actually talks about the benefits of the product and how it can reduce their back pain, their neck pain. And from there it goes through the solution to the problems they face. The next thing is it clearly states the benefits and features of the product. So we want to make sure in our ad, we clearly state the benefits of the product or service that we're offering. We want people to taste the benefits that we can provide them. The next one that's so important is it presents a compelling offer, an offer that is irresistible. You can see here, the offer is a $47 new patient special, break free from pain, right? That's an irresistible offer for this market. It presents a compelling offer. And the next thing is it has a clear call to action. It says sign up here, or call to action. That call to action simply means what we want the reader to do next, where it says a line like, click here if you want the new patient special. And we clearly tell the reader what we want them to do. So those are the components of what makes a good ad. It clearly calls out the target market and who the ad is for. It clearly states a solution to a problem they face or a deep desire they want. It clearly states the benefits and features of the product. It presents a compelling offer, and it has a clear call to action. So you want to make sure when you're creating an ad, and again, we're going to go much deeper on the actual framework to use on your ads. It's just you want to make sure when you're creating ads, always ask yourself, does your ad have these 5 core components? So now that you understand the fundamentals of high converting ads, let's move on to the next lesson, which is we're actually going to start writing our ads. All right, in this lesson, we're going to go over creating your ad copy. And the objective of this lesson is to create the ad copy for your client's ads. So just a quick refresher on what the ad copy is. It consists of 2 components. The first component is the body copy of the ad, which is the main chunk of text up top. And then we have the headline, which is the bottom of the ad that says $47 new patient special in this example. So in this lesson, we're going to cover creating both the body copy and the headline for your ads. So let's dive into it. So the structure and the script that we're going to use for creating our body copy, which is the main chunk of copy in our ad, is the 5-step ad copy framework. And I've tested countless different frameworks for ads, and this has been the script that I've used time and time again to get results. This is the same structure I used in my own ads to scale past $3,000 a day profitably, and we've used this script to generate millions of dollars in sales for clients as well. So if you just follow the structure and you have a good offer, you're going to get leads and sales. So let's dive into the structure. So the body copy, there's 5 steps to it. So the first part of the ad is we want to call out the desired outcome or the key problem of our market. So in this case, I could say tired of back pain, headaches, and unwanted tension in your body. So right in the beginning of our ad, I am calling out a desired outcome or key problem. Because while people are scrolling on their social media feed, that's what's going to get their attention. If someone is tired of back pain and headaches, they're going to see that and they're going to pique that curiosity, causing them to read the ad. So that's the first step, calling out the desired outcome or key problem. The second step is we immediately need to state our irresistible offer. So the moment we get their attention, now we need to hit them with our offer. So we can say, get $50 off our 90-minute full body rejuvenation massage to melt away the tension and stress from head to toe with our expert massage therapists. So we're inserting the offer that we came up with in our previous lesson where we were actually creating the offer. Then we're going to explain the benefits of the offer. This is where we really want to expand and elaborate on the benefits. So as part of this special offer, you'll enjoy a 90-minute full body rejuvenation massage, let our skilled massage therapists dissolve tension and stress, providing a tranquil experience from head to toe. Bonus number 1, get a mini scalp massage, $49 worth of value. Indulge in a luxurious scalp massage, adding an extra layer of relaxation to your experience. Bonus number 2, and I won't read every single one, but then we're just stating the benefits of each one of these bonuses. I'll read one more. Bonus number 3, foot soaks, $39 worth of value. Treat your feet to a rejuvenating soak, promoting overall well-being and relaxation. So we're expanding the benefits of the offer. And I can stay here. You'll also unlock a total value of $147 in bonuses at no extra cost. So I'm really elaborating the benefits of this irresistible offer. Then we need to add social proof, because what's going on in people's minds as they're reading this is, okay, this sounds incredible, but how can I trust you? Who have you done this for? So in a local market, we need to bring that social proof so we can state who we've done this for. So I can write, we've helped over 1,000 plus clients in the lower mainland relieve stress and tension in their body and have an average rating of 4.9 on Google reviews. So now we're stating social proof. So as people are reading this, they're like, okay, they're a trusted company. Other people love their service, and they're going to be more inclined to click on the ad and be interested in our offer. Then we state our call to action, which is what we want the reader to do next. Click the link below to claim our $50 off new client special. We're limiting this to the first 30 people, and the offer expires at the end of the month. So we're stating both scarcity and urgency and what we want them to do next. So if you remember when we created our irresistible offer, we're sprinkling those components throughout the ad. And this has been the structure that you can use. We start by calling out the desired outcome to get their attention. Tired of back pain, headaches, and unwanted tension. Then we state our irresistible offer. Get $50 off for a 90-minute full body massage. Then we explain the benefits. We explain the benefits of what they're going to get. All the bonuses, everything, so they really taste the offer. Then we add social proof to back up that we've done it for other people so they know they can trust us. And then we have a clear call to action that tells the reader what we want them to do next and also states both scarcity and urgency to maximize the click-through rate of our ads. So that is the structure to use for our 5-step ad copy framework. The other ad copy framework I want to give you as well, I always start with this one, but the other version that you can test is a 3-step short form ad copy framework. So if you want to test something a bit shorter, it has the same components, it just gets rid of 2 of them. So we start by calling out the desired outcome. That stays the same. Tired of back pain, headaches, and unwanted tension in your body. Then we state the irresistible offer, which stays the exact same. And then we have a call to action. So click the link below to claim $50 off. We're limiting this to the first 30 people. So this just has 3 components. We're essentially getting rid of the social proof component on it, and we're getting rid of the expansion. We're just starting the offer. We're stating the offer more clearly. So this is a short form framework that you can use. Again, what I would recommend when you're writing your ads, start with the 5-step ad copy framework. This is the one that's tried, trusted. I've done this over and over again. But what I do is if this 5-step ad copy framework I test doesn't necessarily work right out the gate, I test a shorter form version of that using the 3-step short form ad copy framework, which starts with calling out the desired outcome, stating the irresistible offer, and then having a call to action. So now we've gone over the body copy. So that is the script that we're going to use for the body copy, which is this first section up top here. Now let's go over the headline. So the headline is the bottom section of this that is like 1 or 2 sentences. So the headline framework we're going to use is it's very easy. We're either going to use an offer headline or a call out headline. An offer headline is we just insert the name of our offer. So our offer is $50 off 90-minute full body relaxation massage. So we just insert the offer directly. So if you remember when we went over creating the name of our offer, you can just plug that in here for your offer headline, right? It just clearly states the offer and who it's for. We can also use a call out headline. A call out headline is something like read this if you want outcome. So read this if you want to relax your body. Because if that headline says read this if you want to relax your body, what do you think they're going to do? They're going to read the ad. So it's a call out headline of what we want them to do. So again, the headline is this section right here, right at the bottom. So that's what you want to do in terms of creating the headline. It's very easy. So the action item in terms of this lesson and what to complete is create your ad copy and headline using the framework above and send it to your client to review. So once you have the ad copy created, and let's say you've written out the ad, all you do is you just put this into a Google Doc. Let's say you copy the link of the ad for your client. You copy that link in, you go to Slack, and you paste the message. Here's the ad copy for you to review. Let me know if you're good. Let me know if this is good to go. And you send it to the client and they review it. And if they're good to go and they approve it, then you've completed the ads. So that's all we're doing. So you're going to use the 5-step ad copy framework. You're going to start there for the body copy. And you can also write one short version as well using this 3-step short form ad copy framework, just in case the 5-step one doesn't necessarily work. You can have this in your back pocket, the short form version. And then you're going to create your headline framework. So create one headline using the offer headline and create a second headline using the call out headline. That way you have 2 headlines that we can start testing. So that's the action item. Create your ad copy and headline using the framework above and send it to your client to review in the Slack channel for them to approve. So that is creating your ad copy. So get that done and I'll see you in the next lesson. All right. In this lesson, we're going to go over creating your ad creative. And the objective of this lesson is to create the ad creative for your client's ads. So just a quick refresher on what your ad creative is. It's either the image or the video that's in the ad. So you can see in this sample ad here, the creative is an image ad that says $47 new patient special with the man cracking a woman's back. So that is the creative. So in this lesson, we're going to cover both image ads and video ads and how to create them. So let's start with the first one, which is creating image ads. And you have 2 options. Option number 1 is you can create the image ad yourself, or the second option is you can outsource that to a contractor very easily. But let's start with the first option, which is creating the image ad yourself. So the things that you're going to need if you want to create the image ad yourself is you're going to need product images from the client. So if you remember, as part of our onboarding process, we ask our client to send any images that we can use. So you should already have those images. If you don't, just ask your client again to send that over your way. And we want to make sure we have our headline variations. If you remember in the last lesson, we created our headlines for our ads. In my example, the headline I created was $50 off 90-minute full body relaxation massage. So we want to make sure we have those headlines because I'm going to show you where those come in handy when we're creating our image ads. So once we have our product image and our headlines open, step number 1 is we're going to go to the website unsplash.com to get a copyright-free image that we can use, or we can use an image that your client sent over. Now, because I don't have an image that my client sent over, because this is an example, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to unsplash.com to get an image that I can use. So I'm just going to type in the word massage, and you can see all these images pop up that are free to use. I'm just going to put the orientation to landscape, see if there's any images that I like, and yeah, this one's good. Let's take this image. So once I find a good image, I just need to hit download. Again, you don't need to do this if you already have good images from your client. You can just use Unsplash if you don't have good images that your client sends to get a pretty good image that you can use. So once I have that image, step number 2 is we're going to go to Canva. And once we're in Canva, we're going to create a template that's 1080 by 1080. I'm going to link this template in the document so you can easily just model this. And in this, we're going to have a headline up top, a call to action at the bottom, and a space in the middle where we're going to insert our image. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the image that I just downloaded or that you should have from your client, and we're going to paste that in just like so. So the image is pasted in. And all we're going to do is we're going to stretch this sucker out like that, maybe make it a bit bigger. And that's all we really got to do. So now we have the image in the middle, and then we're going to add our headline up top and a call to action at the bottom. So let's start with the headline. So we're going to open our headline document that we should have already created and have. So I'm going to take my offer headline, which is $50 off 90-minute full body relaxation massage. I'm going to take that right here. I'm then going to open my Canva doc, and bingo, just like that, I have my headline created. Let's make that like so. Fairly straightforward. I can move this and center it a little bit. And I can actually, let's put this text to be black. $50 off 90-minute full body massage. Really easy. Then I'm going to have my call to action here at the bottom. And what I can have for my call to action is claim now before it expires. Something like that. I could even have the date. Claim now before it expires. I could even add at the end of the month if I want, but something like this is simple enough. So just like that, I have a really easy image ad that I can use. Now, obviously, I'm not going to spend a ton of time editing this. Like, you can change the colors and the fonts to make it prettier to your liking if you want, but this is all we really need. We need an image, we need a headline up top that clearly states our offer, and a call to action. Once we have the image ad, all we have to do is hit File, Download, and we will download the first page and hit Done. And we have our image ad created, and you can see it's downloading right now. And this is the image ad that we can test for our ads. That's all we really have to do if we want to create our image ad ourselves. You can see we don't need to overcomplicate it. It took me like 2 minutes to create that. So that's if we want to create the image ads ourselves. The second option is if we want to outsource the ad creative. So if we want to outsource and get an image ad created by a contractor, that's also really easy. So all we have to do that is have our folder with images with our image ready. So either have the images that your client sends over. That's all you're going to need for now. Then once you have your images from the client, if your client sends you any brand colors or fonts, make sure to have those ready as well if they send that over to you. Then step number 2, you want to find an example of an image ad that you want to model. So for example, I just found an image ad that I think looks pretty cool that I want to model. And if you want to find image ads really easily, just go to Facebook ad library, which I'll link in this document, and just type in the keyword of your service, and you'll see a bunch of ads that are currently running, and you can draw inspiration from them. So that's where I actually found this ad. Then what I'm going to do once I have an example of an ad that I want to create, what I'm also going to do is add the headline of the ad. So I want to make sure I provide the contractor a headline for the ad as well. So my headline is $50 off, 90-minute full body relaxation massage. Then what I'm going to do, now that I have everything ready, I have all the images in a folder, I have all the brand, the color and the fonts if the client sent that over. I have an example of an ad that I want to model. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Fiverr.com. This is a place where you can hire graphic designers and editors for really cheap. I can just type in graphic designer like so, and you can see all these people that can create, graphics for you for cheap, $20, $15. Find any one of these that have good ratings, and you can just send them a message and contact them, give them an overview of the project. They'll say whether or not they can do it, and then you purchase it. It's really straightforward if you want to use Fiverr. And then from there, you can see in this example here, there's a one-day delivery. So once you send them in the instructions, 24 hours later, you'll have your image ad done. So if you don't have the skills to do this and you're not confident, just go to Fiverr and hire someone with a ton of experience. You can get someone overseas to do it for you for very cheap. So that is how to get an image ad created. So option number 1, we went through if you want to do it yourself using Unsplash and Canva. You don't even need to use Unsplash if your client sent you good images. And option number 2, we went over how to get everything ready to send it to a contractor on Fiverr to get the image ad created. Now, the second type of creative you can use is video ads. And I absolutely love video ads. I've generated millions of dollars in sales for our clients using video ads. And I'm going to show you step by step how to create high converting video ads. So the assets we're going to need to create video ads for our clients is we want to make sure our clients send over any videos that they have handy of them providing their service or any videos of that nature. We should have asked for this already as part of your onboarding process, but if your client hasn't sent that to you yet, just send them another message and remind them to send you those videos. Then what we're going to do to create our video ad is we really have 2 options. The first option is we can have a video of the service with a voiceover, Or we can have a direct to camera, meaning like it's like the business owner talking directly to the camera with a B-roll of the service. And I'll go more in detail about this, but let's start with the most important part, which is the video ad script. We need to make sure we have a good script for the video ad that conveys our offer, compels the viewer, and makes them want to buy our offer. So let's dive into the script. So the script is very similar to our ad copy script. This is the same video ad script I've tested countless different times. I use this video ad script to scale my own ads past $3,000 a day in ad spend. We've tested this with countless different clients, so this is pretty proven. So the script here to use is we're going to call out the desired outcome or key problem. So an example here would be, hey, Vancouver residents, tired of back pain, headaches, and unwanted tension in your body? We're calling out the problem. Then we're going to state our irresistible offer. So once we have their attention, we need to hit them with our irresistible offer. Get $50 off our 90-minute full body rejuvenation massage to melt away tension and stress from head to toe with our expert massage therapists. And that's not all. You'll also get $147 in complimentary services as part of the special, including a mini scalp massage, hot towel treatment, and foot soaks. So we're stating our irresistible offer. Then we need to add social proof, because the first thing going on in their head when they see that is, how can I trust you? So we need to address that. Our massage therapists have worked with thousands of patients in the Vancouver area, and we have a 4.9 out of 5 rating on Google reviews. So we're adding social proof. Then we're going to have a call to action where we tell the reader what we want them to do next. Click the link below to claim $50 off a new client special. We're limiting this to the first 30 people, and offer expires at the end of the month, so don't wait. So that's the video ad script that we're going to use. So here's how we're going to use this for a video ad. The first option, like I mentioned, is we can have a video of the service itself with the voiceover. So an example of this is I can have, ideally the client sent me over a video of them using the service or them providing their service. So in my case, this example client is a massage clinic. So what I can do is I could just have a video like this of them performing the service or performing a massage. So nothing too crazy. It's just a straightforward video of someone getting a massage. And then once we have this video, what we're going to do is we're going to do a quick voiceover of either me reading this script, it doesn't really matter, or you can get the founder of the company or someone on their team to read this script, or you can get an AI bot to read this script. You don't need to overcomplicate it, but get someone to read this script. Then once you have the script read out, all you do is you edit the voiceover on top of this video right here. So you have a nice voiceover with the service going through it, and you can even edit it and add some cool little animations that pop up if you have some good editing background. I'm also going to show you how to hire this out, so don't worry. But that's the first option. It's a video of the service purely with a voiceover of the script. The second option is direct to camera with B-roll of the service. So this is where, let's say, the owner of this massage clinic would actually be direct to camera with their face reading this out loud. And what we'd have is we'd have little snippets of the service playing as well. So like the first 5 seconds would be the founder of the company actually saying the script, and then it would transition out to, a video of the service, and then it would come back to them saying the script. So that would be the second option. If someone's really comfortable on camera and they can do that, then you can use this option. If they're not, I would just keep it simple by using a video of the service with a voiceover. So that's the two options for the video ads. So in terms of the editing options, the free option is you can edit the video yourself. If you come from an editing background, or you just go on YouTube and you learn how to edit stuff, it's not that hard. You can use Final Cut, Filmora, or iMovie to create any of these video ads. They don't need to be high production. You can pretty much get this done right away. There's even apps on your phone that can do this. I personally use Filmora. That's what I used. So that's the first option you can do. You can edit the video yourself. The paid option is you can go to Fiverr to hire a contractor. So all you have to do, just go to Fiverr. Once you're on Fiverr, just type in video editor, and there's like hundreds of thousands of them. And you can see they have different ranges, $29, some are pretty expensive, but I would, to get a basic edit, you don't need to pay more than $10, $20 for this. So just put your budget, put this to like $20 or something, or whatever your budget is. You hit apply, whoopsies. And you'll see there's just going to be countless examples. You can see all these people who can give you a video edit for like $10 or $15 for very cheap. So once you find them, send them a message, send them over the resources. So just say, hey, here's the video we want to use. Here's the script. can you edit these together? And they would get that done in a heartbeat. So just send them a quick overview. If you want to do the voiceover, send them the first file, which is the voiceover, send them the second file, which would be the video, tell them to edit it together. If it's direct to camera with the B-roll of the service, send them a file of the B-roll, send them the video that's direct to camera, tell them to edit it together into something nice, and you can even give them an example video for inspiration if you have that pulled up. So that's what you can do, and then you'll get that video ad done and sent back to you in like a day or two. And again, once you find your contractor on Fiverr, make sure they have some good reviews, click them. You can see they have a 4-day delivery, but you can find people who have like a 1 or 2 day delivery, and just hit contact them, or if you trust them, you can just hit continue and buy directly, and you can have your video ad created. So that's how to create video ads. It's not too complicated. Watch that a few times if you are lost on any of it, but it should be fairly straightforward. All we have to do is we shoot the script and we decide if we're going to use a video of the service with voiceover or if it's going to be direct to camera with the B-roll. So the action item to do, now that you know how to create both image ads and video ads, is you're going to create your ad creative using the frameworks above to send it to your client to review. Now, ideally, you want to create one video ad and one image ad. I like to have at least one video ad and one image ad in a perfect world. Now, I know for some of the local clients you might have, or lead gen clients, they suck on video. They don't have any good videos. If that's the case, that's totally fine. Just stick to image ads. Just create 1 to 3 image ads initially because they're fast and easy to create and test. So you don't need video ads, but if they have good video footage, I would highly recommend having and creating a video ad. But if they don't, just stick to image ads. You don't need to overcomplicate it. It's going to be your offer and your copy that are going to do most of the heavy lifting for you. So that's what we're going to do. That's the action item I want you to focus on. Once you have your creative, what you're going to do is you're going to send it to your client to review. So we can go to Slack. We just open Slack up here. Once we're in Slack, what we do is we could just send them a message like this. Here's the image ad we created. Let me know your thoughts and if this is good to go. And let's just say we created an image ad. We'd just paste that in and we'd send that. And just like that, the image ad is sent over their way and they can review it. And if we had a video ad, we'd send it their way as well. But that's all you got to do. So that's the action item. Create your ad creative using the frameworks above. Ideally, you create one video and one image ad. If you have no videos handy, just create 1 to 3 image ads using the framework above. Send it to your client to review. And now you have your ad creative completed. So now that you've done that, I'll see you in the next lesson. All right, in this lesson, we're gonna go over creating your ad targeting. And the objective of this lesson is to create the targeting for your client's ads. Now, what your ad targeting is simply who we show our ads to. Because you could have the best ad in the world with the best creative and the best copy, but if we show it to the wrong people, it's not gonna get any results. Now, the good news for you is it's really easy to set up the right targeting. So I'm gonna walk you through step by step how to do that. So the first option is just targeting the local area. So if you're working with a client that operates locally, like it's a local chiropractor, a dentist, home care, any business like that that's local, what we're gonna do is just target the local area. So here's how we're gonna do this. We're gonna open up our ad manager, then we're gonna hit the create button for a new campaign. We can just hit the leads objective, hit the continue button, then click the manual leads campaign, hit continue. Once this loads, we're gonna go to the ad set level, so just hit next. Then what we're gonna do is we're gonna scroll all the way down till we see audience controls and advantage plus audience. What we're gonna do is we're gonna click switch to original audience options. So we're gonna click that and hit use original audience. Don't worry about this warning that says up to 33% lower cost per result. Hit use original audience. Once we're here, what we're gonna do is under locations, just hit edit. Make sure there's no country selected, so we're just gonna delete that for now. And what we're gonna do is we're going to take the address of the client that we have and paste that here if it is a local business. So we're just gonna take the address of that local business and paste that here. So let's just say I take this address here of this hypothetical business, I paste that here. You might see this option here that says select your location type. So what this is, we're gonna select address and we're gonna hit match location. Don't just put the default radius to 10 miles for now. Hit match location, hit add one location. And just like that, now you can see we can target people within a 10-mile radius. Now we have different options. We can put this anywhere from 10 miles to 50 miles. What you're gonna do to determine how wide we're going to target locally is just ask your client how far their customers are willing to travel or how far they're willing to travel for their customers. Now, for most local-based businesses, it's going to be 5 to 20 miles. But let's just say in this example, it's 10 miles. So this is fine. Then once we're here, we're going to select the age. Now, if you remember for this client in the onboarding call, they said their ideal clients were 40 to 65 plus. So I'm going to put the age to 40 to 65 plus because there's no point targeting people under that if we don't want to waste our ad budget if all their customers are 40 plus. For genders, just put all genders unless the client is a female only business or male only business. For the detailed targeting, we're going to hit edit. And under here where it says advanced detailed targeting, reach people beyond your detailed targeting selections, make sure that's not selected. And that's all we have to do for the targeting for a local level. This is the first option, is just targeting within a 10 mile or 15 mile radius of the physical location of that company. Again, this is for most of you watching this video, is what your targeting is going to be if you're working with a local business that needs leads. Now, if you can't put in their physical location of the company, let's say they don't have a physical location, but it's a local business, what you're going to do instead of doing this is under search locations, you can just start with the city that they're in. So let's just say I can just put like a city around here, and then you just put that city and then do the same thing. Maybe it's within a 10-mile radius. So if they have a physical address, put that address into here. If they don't have that, just put the city that they're located in, and then put it within a mile radius that is appropriate for that business. So for most of you watching, that's what you're going to be doing if you have a local lead gen business. Not a local lead gen, if your client is a local business that needs leads. The second option is we can test lookalike audiences. Now, lookalike audiences are very powerful. It allows us to essentially tell Facebook, hey, here's a list of people who are customers or leads. Show this ads to more people who are similar to these people to the list that we give them. Now, to create a lookalike audience, you need at least 100 contacts for the same country for this to work. Now, the best sources for a lookalike audience is going to be clients and customers. So if your client has a customer list of at least 100 people, that's the best place. If they don't have that, use their leads or their contacts that they have in their database. But most of them should have at least 100 contacts and clients that you can use. So the way we're going to create that is we're going to go into Ads Manager. Under the Audiences column here, we're going to click that. Once we're in Audiences, all we're going to do is we're going to select Create Audience. We're going to hit Lookalike Audience. So we're going to click that. Then once we're here, we're going to hit Create a New Source, hit Custom Audience. In terms of your sources, hit Customer List, then hit Next. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to hit Next here. We're going to hit Next here. We don't have a customer value attached, so we're going to hit Next. And then what we're going to do is we're going to upload a CSV file here. So let's say I have this list of all the leads. So you would export, let's say, a list of all your clients' customers list with like their name, their email, their phone number in a document like this, like an Excel spreadsheet. Then you're going to hit File. Then you're going to download this as a CSV. Once this is here, we're going to go back here and we're going to paste this sucker in like so. Wait for this to load. I think it's all good. Then we're going to hit the Next button. And you can see here, it understands this first column, which is email, but under action needed, there's 2 columns that it doesn't know what it is. So right here, we're going to get this. So this first column here, this is the first name, obviously, so we're going to put this as first name. And this second column here, we're going to put this as last name. And now it has all the fields mapped out, and we're going to hit import and create. And we're just going to wait for it to do this. Then once that's done, we're going to hit create a lookalike audience. And what you're going to do is I would recommend to create an audience for 5%, a 6%, a 7%, an 8%, a 9%, and a 10%, because you're working with if one of your clients is a local business and they're not going to be targeting super broad, then you want to go a little bit higher up because it's a smaller area that you're working within. So let's just say I hit 5% here. We're going to select an audience location. Let's just put this as United States in this example. Click that. This is going to be 5%. This is all good. And we can hit create audience. And just like that, now we have a lookalike audience created. It's creating right now, but this is a 5% lookalike of people of the list that we showed them. If we want to create another one, we could just go ahead and hit create another lookalike audience. So we're going to select the source right here. Select the audience location. We can do the same thing. We could just hit United States. And then we can put this into a 6%. And we do the same thing for this until we have 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. We hit create audience, and it's doing the same thing. All right, now it's populating that 6% audience that we can target. So that's how we can create lookalike audiences. That's your second option. Now, again, most of you are just going to be targeting the local area, but you can also testing and targeting lookalike audiences. And the final value is targeting specific interests. So you can also target a specific interests if that audience is above 200,000 people. Now, for most of you watching this, if you are working with a local business, this isn't really going to apply to you unless you're doing lead generation for a business that works, let's say, nationwide, or you just live in a gigantic city. But what we're going to do to find that is we can go back into the campaigns. Once we're under campaigns, we're going to go right back into the ad set level. Once we're here, what we're going to select is we're going to go to detailed targeting, all right? So once we're in detailed targeting, we can hit edit. And this is where we can actually, start targeting specific interests. So let's say, again, the client that I'm going after is it's a massage business, right? So I can type in massage and I can see any massage therapy. Let's see if there's an massage. Let's see what interests come up here. Massage therapy right here, 33 million. I can select that. But you can see when I select massage therapy in this area, the audience size is 34,000. So it's relatively small because I'm targeting a small local area. In this case, it wouldn't be worth it. Again, like if you can get this above 200,000, that's when detailed targeting makes the most sense. But if you can't do that right now, I wouldn't do this, right? So if you can't get this above 200,000 and you're targeting a local area, this doesn't apply to you. But if you're in a huge, like if your client is in a big city and they have a big population and you can do detailed targeting and get that above 200,000, you can do that. Or if they operate nationally, you can use detailed targeting. But if you're working with a local business, for most of you watching this, again, the main audience you're just going to use is going to be just targeting the local area within a radius that is appropriate for them. But I want to show you these other options just in case, so you have those in your pocket. So that's how you target specific interests, is you can use the detailed targeting option. Right, so now I'm targeting people who live in this area over a 10-mile radius, who are 40 to 65, all genders, who are also interested in massage therapy. But again, this audience would have to be over 200,000 for it to be viable. And I could see suggestions and see if you hit suggestions here, you're going to see similar audiences to this. So you can see spas, day spa. So let's say I hit spa. You can see now my audience is getting a little bit bigger, right? And now I can maybe add a bunch of these together, like cosmetics. Now that I've added these three interests together, now I'm at about 200,000 people. So now maybe I could use this. Now I could give this a go and actually combine these three audiences together and give this a go to test this out, because you can see between all three of these, the estimated audience size is now above 200,000 in this case. So you could combine them at that point. But again, most of you are either going to be targeting the local area, you might test a lookalike audience, or you can test specific audiences, specific interests, if you can get those audiences above 200,000 people. So you can combine them like I did here to test that out. So what you're going to do in terms of the action item is create your targeting for your ads and fill out your targeting worksheet. So what we have here is a targeting worksheet for you to fill out. So we can have the local level, the lookalike level, and interests. So what you're going to do for the local level, let's say you're going to target just the local area. What you can do is just put, let's say I go to my ad manager here, and all I'm going to do is I can just target locally in a 10-mile radius like so. It says the audience size is about 396,000. So I'm just going to take that number here, go back to my worksheet, and just put the audience size at 396,400. Oopsies, I'm actually going to put this in the second column. And the local level is I'm going to just write 10-mile radius, right? So now I know that's one audience and targeting option I can have. I can target a 10-mile radius. The audience size is 396,000, right? If I also want to test, let's say 15 miles, I could put that in, and you can see that bumps it up to about 586,000. So I'm just going to show you what that would look like. Let's say I was targeting a 15-mile radius, I'd do that. So that's at the local level. If you create lookalike audiences, you're going to put those in as well. So if I go back to my ad manager, I go back to my audiences column here, these might still be populating, but you can see here I have a 5% and a 6% audience. It's not going to give us the size. It says estimated below 1,000. It's still kind of populating, so we don't know that. But if this did populate and had the size of the audience, we'd put that in. But all we're going to do for now is we could just put, we have a 5% lookalike and a 6% lookalike to test. And then we can also select interests if there were any specific interest that we wanted to target as well. So to do that, we're just going to go back into our campaigns. Once we're in our campaigns, we're going to go back to the ad set level, scroll down, and let's just say we're going to go to detailed targeting. We type in massage. We add massage therapy here. And I think this is actually still loading. Suggestions. Oh, it's because this is within a 15-mile radius. Let's put this to 10. This is giving us a little bit of, it's because detailed targeting selected. We want to make sure that is not selected. And then again, if we were going to go off of just add some additional targeting options here, let's just say we selected these till it got to about 200,000. We could just put these options in here, like massage table, stone massage, beauty salons, and spas. So if I put this in as one audience, so I'd put massage tables, spas, beauty salons, and there was one other one, stone massage. Stone massage. This is a combined audience. And the audience size for that is, we'll just put 207,600. Copy that and put that in. So now that's an audience. Now we have just a bunch of different audiences we can test. We have our local audiences to test. We have different lookalike audiences we created and interests that we could test as well. Now, for most of you watching this video, all you have to do is the local level if you have a local business that you're generating leads for. Now, you can also create some lookalike audiences, which I'd recommend testing as well. We're going to go over how to actually launch and set up our initial campaigns later once we go over the launching our ad campaigns. But for now, we're just simply getting a note of the different audiences that we can test and putting them here for now. That's all you have to do. So that is the action item, is create your targeting for your ads and fill out the targeting worksheet. You can send it to your client to review. This isn't mandatory because it's just the targeting. They probably don't care that much about it. It's not like sending them a review to copy or the creative that you've already done, but you can send it over just saying, hey, we're going to be targeting around a 10-mile radius. So if we were to do that, all we do is we just go to Slack. Once we're in Slack, we would just open up the client account, and then we could say targeting for our ads. We're going to target a 10-mile radius of your store, of your business location. And we would just give them an update like that and hit send. Again, you don't need to do this for targeting, but I'm just showing you just to go along with the process here. Now, that's all you have to do. So this is how we select the targeting option. Just one last summary in terms of the targeting. Option number one is you're going to target the local area. This is going to be most of you if you're working with a local business that needs leads. So just target around a 10 to 15 mile radius of the location of that business. That's going to be most of you. And the second option is you can test the lookalike audience, anywhere from 5 to 10%. This is going to show ads to people similar to the customers of that business if we provide that data to Facebook and Instagram. So this can be it's a very good audience to test. And then the third option is we can target specific interests, but only if you can get that audience to above 200,000 people. This is something to test down the line. You don't need to do this right away, but all we're doing for now is we're just getting our feet wet and just understanding what targeting options we have, and we're putting them into our worksheet. So that's all you have to do. Look through the targeting options and fill out your audience finding worksheet so you have the different targeting options selected. So once you've done that, I'll see you in the next lesson. All right, in this lesson, we're gonna go over creating your lead form. And the objective of this lesson is to create the lead form to collect leads for your client. Because once we launch our ad campaigns for our clients shortly, people are gonna start clicking on those ads. So we need a way to turn those clicks into leads. And the way we're going to do that is by setting up a Facebook lead form. This is going to allow us to get the contact information like the name, the phone number, and the email address of someone clicking on our ad so we can actually turn them into a lead. So let's walk through how to set up this lead form. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into the Facebook ad manager and our client's account. Once we're here, we're going to hit the create button. Under the create button, we're going to hit leads as the campaign objective. So just hit continue once you select leads. Then you're going to select the manual leads campaign option. So the second option here, then hit continue. And once we're here, what we're going to do is we're going to hit next. Don't worry about naming anything for now. Just make sure you have the right page selected and just hit next again until we're at the ad set level, which is the final kind of bar here. Once we're in the ad set level, what we're going to do is we're going to create our lead form. So you can see an option here if we scroll down where it says the destination. And what we're going to do is we're going to hit instant form. And under instant form, we're going to select create a form. So select create a form. And this is where we're going to create our Facebook lead form. So this allows us to create a simple form that when someone clicks on their ad, clicks on the ad that we set up, it's going to take them to a simple form. Think of it like almost like a mini survey that asks them a few questions that once they fill it out, we now have their contact information so they become a lead. So here's how we're going to set this up. For the form name, just name it whatever you want. I'm just going to put this as test form course, just so I easily remember. Then what we're going to select is we're going to put the more volume option. Then under the more volume option, we're going to put our intro. So for this intro, for the background image, we want to make sure the use the image from your ad is selected. So make sure the use the image from your ad is selected. Then what we're going to do is under greetings, this is where we're going to put in our headline and a short description. So the headline is we want to make sure we have a clear headline that states what we want the person who lands on this to actually do, and we want it to be congruent with what they saw on the ad. So an example of the headline that I can use is claim your 50% off discount by entering your details below. So I can take that and paste that right here. So all we're doing is we're just pasting in the offer, because if you think about it, someone just clicked on our ad that we created or that we wrote earlier. I know we haven't launched the ad campaigns yet. I'm just explaining the thought process, but imagine they saw an ad where they're clicking to get a 50% off discount on a massage with us. So we want to make sure that when they click on the ad, this lead form restates that so they know they're in the right place. So that's why the headline says, claim your $50 discount by entering your details below. Then we need a short description. So in that description, what we're going to do is just add about, a sentence explaining the next steps, something like this that says, enter your info so one of our team members can contact you with your discount code. So that's all we're doing for now. Now we have a greeting, we have a headline, and we have just, a sentence saying, enter your info so one of our team members can contact you with your discount code. So you would modify the language slightly based on, the offer that you're promoting. Then we're going to go into the questions column here, and we're going to add these questions. So what we want to make sure we do is under this column that says pre-fill questions, we don't want these questions to be pre-filled, because if we get the email and phone name that is, and full name rather, that is pre-filled, it's going to give us bad data a lot of times, because pre-fill options means it's just going to pre-fill the options for the user who clicks on this lead form with the data they have on their Facebook or Instagram account already, which a lot of times isn't accurate or the best phone number. So we're going to hit delete on both of these pre-fill options. And instead what we're going to do is we're going to go to custom questions, and this is where we're going to add our questions. So the questions that we can add is really straightforward. We can add first name, email address, and phone number. Those are the three that I like to get. If you want to ask any additional questions, like if there's a specific thing that you need to qualify them, like what back pain are you dealing with or what body pain are you dealing with, let's say, because my client in this example is a massage clinic, I could have a question like that. But all I'm doing for now, the things I want is just their name, their email, and their phone number. So I'd recommend keeping it super simple to just those things for now, unless you need to get more data about that lead. But what we're going to do, we're going to hit add question, and all we're going to do is just a short answer, and we're going to paste in the question. So we could just put first name, put that in here. And then once we do that, we're going to put in another question, short answer, email address. I could put this as your email address. And I could add one more question. It's a short answer. That is phone number. And phone number is the most important, right? Because that allows us to actually follow up with them, and people are a lot more responsive on their phone. So what I like to do under phone number is I like to have a short line here that gives them the reason why on why we want their phone number, because a lot of people sometimes are hesitant on giving their phone number, but now we're giving a reason why, saying phone number in brackets so we can send you the discount code. So that way there's a much higher chance they're going to give us their phone number instead of if we just left it blank and they think we're just going to spam them. But if we say phone number so we can send you the discount code, now there's a reason why we need their phone number. So we're going to put that. And that's all we really need for the questions. Then once we've done that, like I said, you can insert any qualification questions. Like if you want any additional questions, feel free to do that. But for now, all I need is the first name, the email, and the phone number. Then once we're here, we're going to add a description. So underneath this description here, we need a description to let people know how the information they're going to give us will be shared. So all we have to do is pretty much paste a message like this, where all I'm going to write here is we will use this information to contact you to claim your discount code for your massage. Now, again, you would just tweak this slightly for your offer, saying maybe like if your client is a chiropractor, we will use this information to contact you to claim your discount code for your new patient special or for your massage, whatever your offer is, right? Just you get the point, but just keep it simple, a simple description like this so they know why we're asking to get their information. Then once we've done that, all we have to do from here is we need to add our privacy policy. So that is the next step. So once we've done that, we now enter the privacy policy column. So after they fill out these questions here, the next step once they submitted that is they need to see a privacy policy, and this just lets them know like how we're going to use their data, and this is mandatory. You need to link in the privacy policy for the client. I mean, in a lead form. So the way we're going to do that is you need to link in the privacy policy. So your client should have a privacy policy on their website already. So you're going to add that link. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to use, well, I'll just give you an example. Let's just say I take my privacy policy from my site, hit the privacy policy, take this here, and I put that privacy policy there. And then the text for the link text for this is I'll just write scale with less's privacy policy in under the link test. So that way it says view Facebook data policy and scale with less privacy policy. You would just edit this to your client's name and add the word privacy policy and link their privacy policy there. Then once that's there, you've now created the privacy policy. Now we need a message for leads. So once they actually submit this and they've gone through the privacy policy, the final step is the message for leads. And this is the, almost think of it like a thank you page that, again, we need to reiterate the next step so they know what's going to happen. So for this headline column here, like you can see, this is what it looks like. So it says, thanks, you're all set. You can visit our website or exit the form for now, but we want to spice this up. So for the headline, we can say, thanks, you're all set. We'll be contacting you shortly, so they know what to expect. Then under the description, we can even add some more context, saying something like this, where I can copy this and mention our team members will be contacting the number you provided shortly to claim your discount code for your massage. Please keep an eye out on your phone. So that way they know, and I'm training them to say, hey, look forward to your phone. We're going to give you a call shortly. So that way they're clear. So whatever your step is, make sure that on this form here, it clearly states the next steps. Again, you can model this and make sure you have access to the document that has all these notes here. It should be in the pinned comment or in the description below, and it'll have all this stuff that you can model. But this is the last step. And then for the view website, you can add a website link as well. So I'm just going to put, you'd put in your client's website and you can use that, oopsies, like so. And your lead form is pretty much done. Now everything is done. You have the form type for more volume. We have our intro, which is the headline and the description that says claim your $50 discount by entering your details below. Then what we have, again, make sure to use the image from your ad is selected. We have our questions, which is first name, email, and phone number. We have our privacy policy all created. And we have our message for leads at the end once they've submitted it. And we have their lead information. And they're now clear on what the next steps are going to be. They know we're going to contact them and for them to look out for their phone. So just like that, the lead form's created. We're going to hit create form and we're all set. The form is all done. So that's all you have to do for now. I'm going to show you how to link up the form and get all the leads later on, but all you have to do for now is create the lead form. So again, the action item for you to complete is create your lead form using the steps above. So just go through this step-by-step process here to create your lead form. Feel free to modify any questions, but it shouldn't take you longer than, 10, 15 minutes to get this set up and you'll have your lead form created. So go get that done and I'll see you in the next lesson. All right, welcome to phase number 3, which is creating your lead conversion assets. And the objective of phase number 3 is to create the assets to convert the leads we generate for our clients into appointments and customers. And this is where the real value is made for your clients. What they're paying you for is not just to generate leads, but to convert those leads into paying customers. And I'm going to show you step by step the exact system that we need to install to make sure we can convert as many of the leads as possible into paying customers. Like if you model and you implement this, your clients are going to get incredible results. And again, this is what they're paying you for. They're paying you for your ability to generate and convert leads. So we need to make sure we have this set up. Now, in terms of what we're going to cover in phase number 3, The first thing is we're going to go over tracking and managing your clients' leads. I'm going to show you how to set up the right systems so you can easily track and manage the leads that come in and follow up with the leads efficiently. Most businesses are not going to have a good tracking and managing system set up, so I'm going to show you how to set this up. This is the most important piece right out the gate, because if we don't have a way to track and manage the leads that come in, we're not going to maximize the amount of leads we can convert into customers. Then we're going to go over building your phone, SMS, and email lead follow-up scripts. So I'm going to give you plug-and-play scripts and templates that you can use to follow up with the leads you generate for your clients to maximize the amount of leads that you convert into customers and appointments. It's going to be a lot of fun. Then we're going to go over installing your lead conversion system. So I'm going to show you how to set up all the automations and the workflow so the moment a lead comes in, it's automatic. You can convert those leads into customers. And then we're going to go over the daily lead conversion workflow. So what you need to do every single day to maximize the amount of leads that you convert into customers. So there's a lot that we're going to cover, and I'm going to stress this again. What clients are paying you for is your ability to convert the leads into customers. Again, it's one thing to generate leads. Anyone can do that. But how good you are at converting those leads into paying customers, that's what's going to make clients really happy, stay with you for a long time, and get them incredible results. So make sure to pay attention. Most people are not going to implement what I share, but if you implement this stuff for your clients and these lead conversion systems, you're going to be in the top 0.1% of agency owners in terms of client results. So make sure to go through this and install this. So with that being said, let's dive right into it, and I'll see you in the first lesson. All right, in this lesson, we're going to go over tracking and managing your clients' leads. And the objective of this lesson is to set up a central location to track and manage the leads we generate for our clients. So the first thing we need to do to be able to convert our leads into customers for our clients is we need to set up a customer relationship management tool, or a CRM for short. And what this tool is going to allow us to do is it's going to allow us to manage, track, call, text, and email the leads we generate for our clients so we can convert them into customers. And the reason this is so important is if we don't have a way to track and manage the leads we generate for our clients, we're going to have a really hard time converting those leads into customers. And that's what our clients are paying us for. They're paying us because they want leads generated and they want a way to convert those leads into customers. And most businesses that you're likely going to work with, especially if they're a local business that needs leads, is they're going to have very poor lead tracking and management systems, which is why we need to set it up for them. The good news for you is it's never been easier to do that, so I'm going to show you how to set that up. So the software we're going to use to set this system up is Go High Level. You probably heard of that. It's an incredible software that makes this very simple to do and allows us to get really good results for our clients. So let me give you a quick overview of Go High Level just to show you this and give you an idea of what a CRM looks like. So you can see I'm in Go High Level right now, and you can see this first tabs here is the opportunities pipeline. This will allow us to easily see how many leads we got and the stages that our leads are going through. So you can see this first stage, you can see a new lead, right? There's 223 new leads in here. Then the next column is appointment booked, right? There's 23 leads who booked an appointment, and there's 8 clients who paid. So with this, we can easily move people from different parts of the funnel, right? So whenever we generate a new lead, let's say they book an appointment, we can move them to appointment book column. Whenever they become a customer, we can move them to the client's paid section, right? So it allows us to easily track the leads that we're generating for our clients in one central location. And I'm going to show you how to set this up, so don't worry. And on top of that, using a CRM, it makes it very easy for us to contact and actually call and follow up with our leads. For example, you can see here, there's a contact right here. And if I want, I can easily call this lead. I can just simply hit the call button here, and it's going to start calling that lead. And then if they pick up, I can, have a conversation with them. I'm not going to do that right now because, I'm in the middle of shooting a video, but I can open them up and I can actually, if I want, I can open up the contact. I can send them an SMS right here. So I can text them, or I can email them, and I can easily track the leads that are coming in. And this is so important because we need to have a central location that makes it easy for us to not only track where our leads are at in the sales process, but also follow up with them and convert them into customers. So hopefully this gives you an idea of the power of the CRM, and that's just a sliver of things there. We're gonna go more in depth. And also using a CRM, it allows us to set up automatic follow-up automation. So let's say a lead comes in, we can automatically track that lead and send them automated emails or texts and even call them, right? All in one location. So that way we can easily follow up with the leads that come in. Again, most businesses that you're going to work with are not going to have this set up. It's going to be a huge issue, which is why if you just generate leads for them, they're not going to be able to convert those leads into customers, which is why we need to set this up for them. So again, with the CRM, it allows us to easily manage and track our leads. It gives us one central location to be able to contact, call, text our leads, as well as set up follow-up automations. And all of this we're going to cover in this course. So don't worry, I'm just giving you a high-level overview. So let's actually go through how to actually set up high level for your clients and get this all set up end to end. So I'm going to give you an overview of each one of these steps, and then we'll dive into it. So step number one, what we're going to do is we're going to go into Go High Level. And the first step that we have to do is we have to create a sub account for your client. So when I'm in Go High Level, what we have to do is I'm going to switch to the agency view here, and we're going to hit the Add Sub Account button. So once I click the Add Sub Account button, what I'm going to do is I can just hit blank snapshot. Doesn't really matter for now. Just hit select and continue. Then what we're going to do is we're going to put in the location of the business that we're working with. So let's say I just pull up the location of this local business. I put them in here just like so. It's going to put the location. This looks good. I can click that. And then once the location is selected, it's going to automatically fill the general info and the location of the company. And then I'm just going to put the account info. So you'd put the name, the information, the email address of the client, but I'm not going to do that for now. I'm just going to put in just a fake one, John Doe at gmail.com, and I'll hit save for now. So that's the first step. So once this is loaded, we pretty much have our sub account all set up now. Then what we have to do, well, not all set up, there's some more steps. Then what we're going to do is we have to actually add our client to the sub account. So once we have the sub account created, the beauty about this is you can see it's already labeled. And if we hit switch to sub account, this is what the client would see. They would be able to, all those functions that I went over in terms of, creating the opportunities tabs and tracking the leads. All of this info is going to be blank right now because we haven't actually set any of this up so far, but this is what the client is going to see. So what we're going to need to do right now is add our client to this sub account, and you can see it's already labeled and all that fun stuff. So what we have to do, we're going to go under settings at the bottom. Then what we're going to hit under settings is we're going to hit my staff, and then we're going to hit add employee. And this is where we'd actually, fill out this information to actually enter and add the employee. So I'll just go through this right now. I'll just fill this out with you so you can see. Again, you'd be adding the client into this. I'm just giving you an example. So let's just fill this in, put in a phone number. So now that we filled out all this information, under user permissions, we can pretty much leave most of this here. We don't really need to change any of this. Then what we're going to do is we're going to go under user roles, put it under user, make sure admin's not selected, call and voicemail settings, this looks good. Availability, this is fine. Calendar configuration, we can do this later, but just hit save. And once we've done that, we've actually now sent out an invite, but we've sent out an invite to our client to actually join so they can see all the leads that are coming in for their business under Go High Level, right? So that's the first step that we're going to do. So now that we've created the sub account and we've added our client to it, then what we're going to do is we have to sync up our lead form that we created on Facebook earlier to Go High Level. So that way, whenever we get a lead, it's actually going to show up in our CRM. All the new leads we're going to get are actually going to show up in our CRM so we can manage them. So in order to do that, what we're going to do is we're going to go under the settings column, and under settings, we're going to hit integrations. So go ahead and click integrations. And then under there, you're going to connect your Facebook account to this. Now, I'm not going to go through and connect it because it's connected to a different account right now. And this is just a hypothetical example on a different sub account. But you would just hit connect. And once you hit connect, all you have to do, it'll take you like 10 seconds, is you select Facebook and Instagram ads, which is this right here. You'd hit connect. Then you'd select the page of the client and the ad account of the client, which you should already have access to. And then once you've done that, it should be complete. It would say it's all complete, and it'll look like this once it's all done. So I'll just show you. So once it's complete, it will look like this. It'll say connected, and it'll actually have the account, and it'll say it's all linked up. So once you've done that, and then it's all synced up, the next step that you have to do is actually link the lead form. So in order to do that, what you're going to do is you're going to click Facebook form fields mapping up here. You're going to go ahead and select that. And if you've actually created your lead form in that account, which you should have already done in the previous module, what you're going to do is you can see that lead form popping up, right? So you can see this is the lead form I created called test form for the course. So what I have to do now is I have to map the fields. And what this means is that we just have to make sure the fields, because the current form fields is first name, your email address, and phone number, so we can send you the discount code, is we just need to make sure this is all linked properly. So this first name, this makes sense. Your email address, we have to select the field for this. So I'm going to click email, first name, click first name, and then phone number. I'm going to put this as phone number, just like so. So now this is all mapped, and I'm going to hit save. So just like that, the field is complete, status is good, and that means it's all synced up. So all you have to do is just make sure that's good to go. So once you've done that, now you have the lead form all set up from Go High Level. So now whenever you're going to get any new leads, we can easily put them into Go High Level. So that way you can easily track and manage the leads for your clients. And I'm going to show you how to set that up once we're building out the automations. But all you have to do for now is just sync up your ad account and make sure that the lead form is connected using the steps that we just went over there. Then what we have to do, step number 3, once you've done that, is create your opportunity pipeline to manage and track leads. So this is really straightforward in terms of how we're going to do this. All we have to do is we're going to click the opportunities section right under Launchpad where it says opportunities. Then what we're going to do is we're going to select pipelines, and then we're going to hit create a new pipeline. Under the create a new pipeline, we're going to put a name for it. So let's just put Facebook ads pipeline as an example. And now we're going to put stages for every step of the pipeline. So this is where, if you look at from the moment you generate a lead to converting them into a client, we're going to put those different stages depending on the client's sales process. So typically what this would look like is we'll have opt-in. So we'll put new lead. So stage number 1 is new lead. Then we're going to have another stage, which is maybe once they become a lead, the next step is for them to book an appointment. And then once they book an appointment, like invoice paid. And then we could have one more column if we want that's like no-show, like in case they no-showed the appointment, we can have that. So that way, what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit save once that's all complete. Then we're going to go into the opportunities tab. And now you can see we have our opportunities tab completed for our client. So that way, whenever we get a new lead, that's going to come up, and I'm going to show you how to set this up. The first stage is they're going to enter the new lead column. And whenever we actually, let's say, book a meeting from that client or book an appointment, we can move them from a new lead to an appointment. And let's say they then pay the invoice, we then move them from the book appointment to the invoice column. If they no-show, we move them into the no-show column. So that way we can easily keep track of all the leads, and the client can come into this account too and easily see where the leads are at in the different stages. Now we're going to be managing a lot of the leads, which I'm going to go through later on, but I just want to show you how to set up this opportunities tab. So that way you can track and manage the leads. Now this is going to be blank right now because we haven't linked the new leads into this or set up any of the automations or launched our campaigns. So don't worry, we're going to go through that later on in this course. But once we launch the campaigns, this is going to be nice and filled up. So once we've done that, we've created the opportunity pipeline. The next step that you have to do is you have to set up email for your client, and you have to set up phone and SMS, right? Because that's what's actually going to allow you to send out emails for your clients so they can, email market to the leads that you generate for them, and we can set up our email automations and our phone and our SMS automations. So there's 2 tutorials that are linked here on how to set up email marketing and phone and SMS for your clients. The reason I'm not going to go over that now is some of the policies change around both email and SMS. So I'm just going to link directly to High Level and the documents that they have there because those are more up to date in case any of those changes. It's really easy to set up. It shouldn't take you longer than 30 to 60 minutes to get both of those set up. But once you actually create these, and again, they're in this document, just open up this here and this where it says here and here for setting up email and setting up phone. If you click that, it's going to take you to 2 tutorials that break down how to set this up for your client. So that way you can email your client's leads and phone and SMS your client's leads as well. So that way everything will be set up for your clients. Now, once you have that all done, and by the way, make sure to go to the pinned comment below or in the description to get access to the notes so you can actually go through and set this all up, right? But we've gone through the first 3 steps. Then after that, you set up email and phone and SMS for your clients using the tutorials here. And after you've done that, you're now complete. You've set up and you've created your sub account for your client, and you now have a way to track and manage your client's leads. So the action item I want you to focus on is set up your Go High Level CRM for your client following the steps above. Now, if you already have Go High Level and you know this, you can skip the step. But if you don't, go to Go High Level CRM for your client following the steps above. You can use my 14-day free trial using this link here. It's going to take you to this page. You can set up a 14-day free trial and use the software 14 days for free. It is my affiliate link, so if you end up becoming a client towards it, I will get a commission, but I highly recommend using it if you want to get your clients results because it's going to make things way easier. And if you do end up using my affiliate link to sign up for Go High Level, send an email to tsu@scalewithless.com with the subject line Go High Level Affiliate. And I'm also going to send you over a free snapshot that has all the follow-up systems we're going to go over in this course pre-built for you. So all you have to do is just modify them slightly for your client. And that way it's going to give you a big head start and it's going to be much easier for you to convert those leads into customers. So again, once you sign up for Go High Level using the 14-day trial using my affiliate link, if you decide to do that, just send me over an email to tsu@scalewithless.com with the subject line Go High Level Affiliate, and I'll send you over that free snapshot, which has all of the follow-up automations that we're going to cover pre-built that you can use to really speed up your process. So that's the action item. Go set up Go High Level, follow the steps here to make sure that's all complete. So that way you have a way to track and manage your leads. So again, first you're going to set up a sub account for your client. And what that sub account is you can see here, this is what it actually looks like. You can see the sub account, Meadow Life Physiotherapy in this example. I just pulled up a random business. And that way, this is what the client would see as well. Like it's a dedicated CRM just for them, where now you can track and manage all of their leads. And now the client has access to it and you have access to it. Then you'd sync your lead form to Go High Level. So then that way the form that we created that we're going to be running Facebook ads to, whenever we get a lead, we're going to automatically be able to send those leads into the CRM. So that way, whenever we get a lead, we can see them here. So we can easily track and manage our leads. So just follow the steps here. And then we're going to create your opportunity pipeline, which is this opportunity pipeline right here. Just map out the different stages in your sales process, because once we start getting leads coming into here, we can easily move our leads from stage to stage to stage. And that way it's very easy for us to track where the leads are at. And then set up your email and your phone and SMS for your clients using the documents linked here. And once you've done that, you have everything you need to track and manage the leads that are coming in for your clients. And now we're going to go over actually building and setting up the follow-up scripts and systems to follow up with your clients' leads now that we have the central tracking built. So with that being said, go get this done and I'll see you in the next lesson. All right, in this lesson, we're going to go over our phone follow-up scripts. And the objective of this lesson is to create the phone scripts to call our clients' leads and convert them into appointments and customers. Now, before we break down the phone follow-up script, you might be asking yourself, who's going to be the one calling your client's leads? Is it you or is it the client? And the answer to that question is it's going to be you in the beginning. That's what I highly recommend. And you should be the one calling your client's leads until you validate that you have a sales script in process to convert your client's leads into appointments and customers consistently. And then once you've validated it yourself, then I'm going to show you later on in this course how to hire an appointment setter from the Philippines to call your leads for you. Now, the reason it's important for you to validate it yourself in the beginning is because once you validate it yourself, it's going to be much easier for you to train an appointment setter on the process and the script that works for your niche. If you just hire an appointment setter right out the bat to do it, they're likely not going to get great results because they don't have a good foundation to work with. So yes, you might need to get outside of your comfort zone, but this is going to be extremely worth it. Not only are you going to better understand your clients' avatars, pain points, and who they are, so you can write better ads for them, but on top of that, it's going to improve your sales skills. And most agency owners are not willing to do this, which is why they never end up getting great results. So yes, you're going to have to step outside of your comfort zone, but if you do this, you're going to get much better results for your clients. And the other reason we need to be the ones primarily, or why I highly recommend for you to be the one following up with your client's leads instead of getting your client to do the follow-up, is because most businesses, especially if you're working with a local business that needs leads, they're not going to follow up with their leads. They're going to not follow up with them fast enough. And because of that, all the leads that you generate for your client are going to end up being wasted, and they're not going to convert those leads into customers. And because of that, they're going to end up leaving you. So you're going to provide a lot more value to your client if you're the one who's actually going to handle that follow-up process. So I recommend you to do it initially until you validate it. And then you're going to hire an appointment setter, which I'm going to show you later on, who's going to then follow up with your client's leads for them. So that way you're going to provide a lot more value to them, because not only are you generating their leads, but you're also following up with the leads and getting them converted and booking the meetings from there. So then they only have to really worry about, either doing the meeting, or just really servicing the customer, which is a lot more value. Now, the only time the client is going to do the follow-up instead of you is if they have a very competent and a really good sales team. Like if you're working with a client who has a killer sales team, or they're really good at sales and they have a proven track record, all they need is leads, then yeah, just give the client the script I'm going to go over and tell them what to do and they can do it. But in most cases, you should be the one handling the follow-up because you're going to have a lot more control and be able to deliver better results. So now that you understand that, let's go over actually the script itself. So the first phase when we're calling our leads is we actually have to get them to pick up the phone. And that's called the engagement phase, getting them to pick up, because if they don't pick up, we can't actually schedule them and turn them into a customer. So from days 1 to 10, where they become a lead, we need to call them 2 times a day, one in the morning and one later on in the day, like the evening. Then days 11 to 20, we're going to call them 1 time a day. And then days 21 to 30, call them 3 times a week. So once every other day. And yes, that might seem like a lot of volume, but we need to get them to pick up. People are busy, but the more we contact them, the higher chance they're going to pick up and engage. Then once they engage, we're going to have our introduction. And this is where we simply introduce ourselves to the lead and kick off the conversation. So let's say the lead's name is Tom. I could say, hey, is this Tom speaking? Tom's going to say yes. Then what I'm going to say is, hey Tom, this is just Thisura here with Touch Massage. I saw you claimed our $50 discount on your introduction massage. I just wanted to get you set up with that. So is now still a good time to connect? And they're going to say yes to that. So you just fill that in for your offer. Then we're going to enter the qualification phase, and this is where we're going to qualify the lead and understand their pains, their goals, their timelines, and even their budget. And this is really going to make sure that they're a good lead for us. So the way we're going to do that is we're going to start by identifying the problem, because in order for someone to actually become a customer, we need to understand their pain point. The reason they're buying is they're trying to solve some problem. So what I can ask is, just so I can best support you, Tom, and then we're going to insert a pain point relevant to their service. So I could say, just so I can best support you, Tom, are there any particular areas of your body that have tension or pain that you're looking to relieve? So I'm just asking them a question like that that's going to help me identify what their pain is. So let's say Tom responds and says, yeah, like I'm looking to get rid of some back pain. That's why I'm interested in massage. Then what I have to do is I have to expand that problem, because they told me the problem, but that's a surface level problem. If they say back pain, that's good, but I need to dive deeper into that problem and add depth to that. That's what's going to make them really feel it and want to change their situation. So I can ask, okay, and that back pain, Tom, like how long has that been going on for? And the reason we need to ask how long that's been going on for is a problem that's been going on for 3 months versus 3 years. The 3 years is going to be a lot more painful. So let's say Tom says, yeah, I've been having this back pain for the last 3 years now. Then what I want to ask is, what do you feel is causing that, right? Like what does he feel is causing that back pain? So I can ask, wow, 3 years, that's a long time. What do you feel is causing that back pain? And I can say that in a curious tone. So let's say Tom responds, yeah, like I think it ever happened ever since I got a desk job recently. I've been working 10 hours a day, kind of hunched over. So maybe that's why that's happening. So that's what he thinks is causing that. Then what I want to do is I want to ask how that's impacting him on a day-to-day basis. So then I can say, okay, I gotcha. And that back pain that you're dealing with, like, how's that impacting you on a day-to-day basis? And this impact question is important because it's going to show how that's impacting them every single day that they have that problem. So Tom might say, yeah, like every single day, like I have trouble like getting up and down, like my back keeps aching. I can't keep up or play with my kids because there's just so much back pain, right? So he's talking about the impact of that problem, which is going to make him feel that pain even more. Then what we need to do is we need to identify their desired situation and solution, because now that we know their problem, we want to figure out really what their goal is. So I can say, okay, and what does your ideal massage look like? Like, are you looking for more of a soft massage or a deep massage, right? And we're just trying to get an idea of what that ideal service and solution looks like for him. So let's say Tom says, yeah, like I'm looking for a soft massage, someone to really get inside my back and alleviate a lot of those strain and that stress that's on my back right now. And then I could say, okay, is there anything else that you're hoping we can help you with, or is that the main thing? And Tom might say any other things that are coming up, but let's say he says, nope, that's everything. I'm just looking for a good soft massage to alleviate my back pain. Then once we've done that, we're going to enter the scheduling phase. And this is where we're going to get them scheduled in for their appointment. So how we're going to do this is we're going to first have a little summary to recap the situation. So what I can say is, okay, perfect. So I just want to make sure I got this right. From what you said, it sounds like you're currently dealing with back pain, and it's been going on for the past 3 years now. And because of that, it's causing some strain when you get up and down, and you can't spend time with your kids when they're playing outside because your back hurts. And you're really looking for a soft tissue massage to really alleviate some of that back pain so you can have a little bit more freedom and flexibility. Does that sound correct? And they're going to say yes. So we're just going to repeat back what they told us on the call. And if we do this correctly, we're going to sound like a mind reader, and that they're going to be like, yep, that's exactly what I need. Then if they say that, we're going to be like, okay, great. We can definitely help you with that. And then we're going to schedule the appointment. So we can say, next steps from here is really straightforward. We can get you booked in for your introductory massage. It's normally $169, but you get it for $50 off. So it's only $109. We have availability later today at 3 p.m. or 7 p.m. What works better for you for a massage? So that's all we're doing. We're saying next steps from here, insert the offer and the pricing. We have availability on X date and X time. What works better for you? Let's say Tom says 3 p.m. Then we're going to send them the payment and schedule. We'll say, great. While I'm getting you booked in for that, I'm going to text you over an invoice for you to get that taken care of, to schedule that in. Do you have your phone handy? And they're going to say yes, because you're calling them. And then you're going to text them over the payment link they should have from your client, where they can, or that invoice payment for them to actually complete that. And you're going to text that. And then you say, great, while you're filling that out, I'll get you scheduled in. Just let me know once you've completed that. And they're going to say, yep, I got that all taken care of. So you want to send that on the call and make sure they actually pay. And then you're going to confirm it. So you could say, perfect, Tom, just saw that payment went through. Or let's be like, perfect, just saw everything went through. And one last thing, is there any reason you'd have to cancel or reschedule the appointment later tomorrow? The only reason I ask is we're super busy right now. So I just want to make sure we can get you in now and we don't have to push you too far out into the future. And Tom might say nope, like especially if they paid, he's going to be like, nope, like I'll be good to go. And then we can end it saying, okay, great. Looking forward to seeing you tomorrow at 3 p.m. or whatever date they booked. Now, if your sales process or the client that you're working with, you're not requiring a payment, you just skip this step, you just schedule the appointment. But that's all we're doing when it comes to the phone script. So just a quick recap, we first have to get them to pick up the phone. So we got to call them a bunch. Then when they pick up, we enter our qualification phase where we understand their pains, their goals, their timelines, and their budget. Then we schedule them into their appointment, and then we're pretty much good to go. Just follow the script and update this for your offer. So the action item is create your outbound phone script for your client using this process here and modify it. And now you'll know exactly what to say when you're calling your leads. So go get that done. I'll see you in the next lesson. All right. In this lesson, we're going to go over the text follow-up scripts and systems. And the objective of this lesson is to create the scripts for the text follow-up systems to convert leads into customers for our clients. Now, in terms of who's going to be doing the text follow-up, what I recommend is for you to do this for your clients. So you're going to be the one texting your clients leads in the beginning until you validate the texting script works and can convert those leads into customers. Then once you validate it yourself, then you're going to hire an appointment setter from the Philippines, which I'm going to show you later on in this course, who's going to do the texting of the leads for your client. The reason I recommend you do this in the beginning is because you need to validate the process yourself. You want to make sure that the script works. And once you've validated that you can convert these leads into customers using this texting script I'm going to go over, that is when you're going to be able to easily train an appointment setter to do that for you. And then you can provide a lot more value to your clients because not only are you doing the lead generation, but you're also doing the lead follow-up for them as well. Now, the client can do this as well. Like the client could do the lead follow-up and do the texting follow-up, and you can just provide them the script, but you only want to do this if they are very competent and they have experience with follow-up. If they don't have that, don't give it to your client, or else they're going to waste all the leads you generate them, because most businesses, especially any local business that you're generating leads for, they're going to suck at follow-up. And if you leave it to your client, they're not going to get any results. So again, I recommend in the beginning, you do this and you validate it, and then you hire an appointment setter internally to do the follow-up for your clients. So let's walk through the script. It's very similar to the outbound phone script. So step number one is we have to engage the lead, and that's getting them to reply. Now this is going to be automated, and don't worry, I'm going to show you how to set up the tech automations later on. But for now, the first step is we have to engage the lead. So that's getting them to reply. So the first text is, hey, is this name? So that's the first text. So let's say the lead's name is Tom. It would be, hey, is this Tom? ? And we're going to wait for them to reply. Then once they reply, we introduce ourselves. So we'd say, hey, Tom, this is name with company. So I could say, hey, Tom, this is Thisura with Touch Massage. Saw you just claimed our $50 off massage special. And they're going to reply to that and say, yes. Then what we're going to do is we're going to enter step number 2, which is qualifying the lead. Now in the qualifying the lead, this is going to be all manual. So this is where we're going to understand their problems, their goals, their timelines, and their budget. So this isn't going to be an automation. This is where once they reply to this, where we say, hey, is this Tom? And they say yes to that. This is where we're going to now start working the lead ourselves. So the first text is for us to understand their current pain. So I could say, just so I can best help you, are there any particular areas you have pain or tension in your body? Right now, I'm just waiting for them to get a response to that. I want to see what problem they're facing, because in order for them to actually purchase our product, become a customer, there has to be a problem that we're solving. So we're going to wait for a reply. So let's say they reply and they say, yeah, I'm dealing with back pain. Then we're going to reply with a text to get their desired state, because they have a current problem, they want a desired outcome. We need to know that desired outcome. So the second text is, okay, and what does your ideal massage look like for you? Like, are you looking for more of a soft, relaxing massage or a deeper tissue massage? So I'm just trying to understand what they're currently looking for. So let's say Tom replies and he says, yeah, I'm looking for a soft massage to really alleviate some of the back pain I'm dealing with. Then I'm going to text him and get a timeline. So this is the timeline in how quickly he wants to solve this. So I can say, great, and how soon are you looking to get a Swedish massage to reduce that back pain? With a question mark. And, ideally he's going to say soon, like right away. So then we're getting a timeline. Then once I've done that, and again, you're going to modify these questions for your service that you're offering, but it's just going to be 3 questions. We're going to understand their current pain, what their desired outcome looks like, and the timeline in which they want to solve the problem. Then we wait for a reply, and then we have a call to action. So let's say they reply with, yep, I'm looking to get, I want a massage right away, or then we're going to have a call to action. So we can say, sounds good. So the next step would be for us to get you booked in for your massage with your special $50 off discount that you claimed. Do you have a few minutes right now to get you scheduled? And we're going to wait for their reply. And then they're going to say, yeah, now works great. And now we're going to enter a phone call. So now we're going to actually give them a phone call from here. And that's where we're going to schedule the lead. This is manual. This is a manual process. We're going to physically call them. And the goal here is to get them scheduled in for their appointment. So what's going to happen once they've agreed for a phone call? We're just going to call them right away and say, hey, name, this is just Thisura with Touch Massage. We were just chatting through text about our massage and your $50 off discount that you claimed. Is this still a good time to get you scheduled in? And obviously they're going to say yes to that because you were just chatting with them. And then we're going to say, okay, and before we dive in, just want to recap everything we were going over on text to make sure I have all the information right. Sound good? And they're going to say yes to that. And then we're just going to recap what they told us over text. We just want to recap their situation to make sure we have everything right. So I can say, great. So I just want to make sure I got this right. From what you said, it sounds like you're currently dealing with back pain. Is that right? And they're going to say yes, because that's the problem that they had. Then we're going to expand on that problem because they told us a surface level problem, which is they have back pain, but we have to expand on that, make that problem feel worse, because that's what's going to make them want to change it. So we could say, and how long has that been going on for, that back pain? Because the longer it's been going on, the more painful of a problem. So let's say they say the past 5 years. Then I can ask, and what do you feel is causing that back pain, Tom? And let's say they say, well, I'm working at a desk job and I'm really hunched over a lot of the time. Then I can say, okay, and that back pain, is that impacting you in any way? Or how's that impacting you personally? And then might ask a question, because that impact is what's really going to be a pivotal question, because that really puts that pain of just how this is impacting them on a day-to-day life or a day-to-day situation. So let's say they respond with, yeah, like this back pain, I can't really move freely. I can't play sports. I can't spend time with my kids if they want to do any physical activities because the back pain is really just getting in my way, right? So that's why that impact question is so important, because they're going to give us a very tangible response to that. Then what we're going to do is we're going to recap their desired situation as well. So now that we got the pain, we've expanded it. Now we're going to recap their desired situation. And I can say, okay, and you mentioned you're looking for a soft massage so you can kind of reduce that back pain on a day-to-day basis. Is that right? And they're going to say yes to that. Then I'm going to say, anything else you're hoping we can help you with? And they might say a thing, but usually they'll say, no, that sounds about right. And then we're going to schedule an appointment and get them booked in. So we can say, okay, great. We can definitely help you with that. That should be easy enough. Next step from here is we can get you booked in for your massage with our massage therapist. We have availability at 3 p.m. tomorrow or 7 p.m. What works better for you? And you would just insert a few times. And let's say they say 3 p.m. Then the next step is you're going to collect payment from them if you need to collect payment. If you don't need to collect payment and you're just scheduling an appointment, you don't need to worry about this. But the way you get payment is you'd say, perfect. So what I'm going to do is our rates are normally $169 per massage, but because you have that $50 off discount, it only comes out to $119. So you're going to save quite a bit of money. What I'm going to do is I'm going to send you over an invoice over text for that to get you booked in. Can you just confirm I just sent you over that text with the invoice? So you're going to text them the invoice, and your client should already have that invoice or a way to collect that payment. You're going to text that to the client, and they're going to complete that and pay that. And then once they paid it, you're going to confirm the appointment. So you're just going to say, perfect, just saw the payment went through. And one last thing I want to confirm before you get booked in. is I just want to confirm that, is there any reason you would have to cancel or reschedule this by any chance? The only reason we ask is we're super busy right now. So I just want to make sure we can get you in and we don't have to push you too far out. So just want to confirm that you're going to be good to go for tomorrow at 3 p.m. And they're going to say, yes, they should be good to go, right? So we're just kind of confirming here in case they would need to cancel or reschedule. And in most cases, 99% of their time, especially if they paid, they're going to be like, yep, that works. And then we can say, okay, great. Looking forward to seeing you on X date. So that's all we have to do. That is this SMS process from beginning to end, where we engage the lead, we qualify the lead, then we're actually going to schedule them. And this is where we transition to the phone call and we get them booked in. Now, the other component of this SMS follow-up system is we need to have a follow-up automation until they engage. So if you remember, this first part here, this first text that we send them is hey, is this name? And we wait for a reply. The first part of follow-up is getting the reply. We need to engage them so we can have this conversation. But most times, they're not going to reply to us right away. They're not going to engage. So we need to make sure we have a good follow-up system that follows up with them until they reply. So let me show you that. What I've put together for you is a 30-day follow-up automation that you can fully build automated, which I'm going to show you how to do when we build this out. That is basically 30 days worth of follow-up until they reply. And the moment they reply to any of these messages, the automation is going to stop and they don't receive the rest of the messages. The moment they reply to any of these messages I'm going to go over, we immediately begin qualifying them and following the rest of the process, which is manual. But let me go through these follow-up messages. So this first automation is we say, hey, is this name? Now, if they don't reply to that, we're going to send them a reminder. And this is all automated. So you can say, hopefully I have the right number. This is name with company. So this is Thisura with Touch Massage. We just saw you reached out on Facebook and claimed our $50 off discount on your first massage. Would love to help you out. Can you insert open-ended question? So can you let me know if there are any particular areas in your body that have tension or pain that you're looking to relieve? If they still don't reply to that, we are going to send them day number 2's reminder. So we can say, hey, just checking to make sure you got my last few texts. Been having some tech issues lately. Lol. Are you still interested in claiming your $50 off discount on your massage? Let me know I can send over the next steps. If they still don't reply to that, we're going to send them a text 1 day later saying, hey, totally understand things can get busy. Are you still interested in getting your $50 off discount on your massage? It expires in timeline, so it expires in less than 2 weeks. So I just want to make sure you got it, or 30 days, whatever the timeline is. Then what we're going to do, I'm not going to read every single one of these because there's 30 days worth of them. But then day number 5, we're going to start sprinkling in some content as well if the client has some content. So we could say, hey, name, thought you might find this helpful. We made a free guide sharing 10 of the best home exercises to relax your muscles and body. You can check it out here. And let's say we link them to a YouTube video or a guide or a PDF. Also, your $50 off on your first massage is still available. Are you still interested? So again, all these messages here, these are all automated. And the moment they reply to any of them, this stops, and then we're going to start working the lead. And you can see here, this just goes on there's over 30 days worth of follow-up that happens. So if they respond to any of these messages, that's when we're going to start engaging with them and getting them scheduled in. So again, I'm not going to read every single one of these, but these are basically just small little follow-ups, following up with them until they reply here. And that's the whole goal. So that is the SMS follow-up system. I'm going to give you one big high-level overview one last time because I know we went over a lot. So the first step here is we have to engage the lead. So that's getting them to reply to us. So this is going to be automated. I showed you that whole 30 days of follow-up text, but let's say they respond to one of them. So the first one is, hey, is this name? The moment they reply to that, then what we're going to do is we're going to begin to qualify the lead because they've engaged. So we can say, hey, Tom, this is just Thisura with Sale with Less, or Thisura with Touch Massage, or whatever the client's count is. Saw you just claimed our $50 off massage special. Just so we can best help you, are there any particular areas you have tension in? So then we're going to qualify them on their current pain, their desired pain, and their timeline. And one thing I'm saying too here, guys, is you wouldn't put in your name, like you would put in, let's say, the name of the client and their company. So it goes under them. Like you wouldn't put like, hey, this is Thisura from Touch Massage. I'm just saying this as an example. You would put in like your client's name for this follow-up. Then you'd follow the qualification process. Then you schedule in the lead. So this is where after you've qualified them, you say the next step from here is to get you booked in for your massage or your offer to claim your special discount. Do you have a few minutes? They say yes. Then we call them. And then once we call them, we physically get them scheduled in. So we recap their pain. we expand the problem, we recap their desired situation, and then we schedule the appointment, collect payment, and confirm the appointment. So that is the process there. And we have this full automation as well that follows up with them until they reply to us. The moment they reply, then we go through that process I went above. So the action item here is to create your SMS follow-up scripts for your client. So this whole template that I gave you, you just have to modify these questions for your client's business, obviously. Unless you have a massage client, you can just copy this, but you're gonna have to tweak this process here slightly and the questions for your client. So you have all your scripts created. So you're gonna create your text and SMS scripts following this here. And you wanna make sure you have a automation as well to get them to engage. So I would just recommend following this here. You don't need to have 30 days worth of follow-up text like I have here. You can have 7 days, 6 days, it doesn't matter. I just want to give you the best thing possible to maximize your results. But at bare minimum, have at least 6 follow-up messages here. Like I shared, just copy and paste these. But I always over deliver. That's why I gave you as much as possible. So that's the action item. Create your SMS follow-up scripts for your clients. Get that done, and I'll see you in the next lesson. All right, in this lesson, we're gonna go over the email follow-up scripts and systems. And the objective of this lesson is to create the scripts for the email follow-up systems to convert leads into customers for our clients. So at this point, we went over the phone follow-up system and the text follow-up system. The last piece of our follow-up system is email. And in terms of who's going to do this, you're gonna do this in the beginning until you validate the email scripts work and can convert leads into customers. Then once you validate it, you're gonna hire an appointment setter from the Philippines, which I'm going to show you how to do in this course later on, to do the follow-up for your client. The reason it's important for you to do this in the beginning is because once you validate it, then you can train an appointment setter to just follow up with all of your clients' leads for you. If you hire this out to an appointment setter too early, they're likely not going to get good results because they don't really know what they're doing. And you don't want to just leave this to your client, because if you leave it to your client, you're going to generate all these leads that are coming in, but if they don't know how to follow up with the leads, they're not going to follow up and convert those leads into customers, and because of that, they're not going to get good results. So we want to do this and manage it for them. Now, the only time the client is going to do the follow-up for your leads is if they have a lot of experience in follow-up or they have a good sales team. Now, for most of you watching this, especially if you work with a local business or any kind of local business that needs leads, they're going to suck at follow-up, which is why we need to do it for them. So step number 1, this is almost the exact same as the SMS and text follow-up system that we went over. It's just with email, and email needs subject lines. So let's go through it. Stage number 1 is we have to engage the lead. So that's getting them to reply, because the first step in converting a lead is getting them to engage and reply. And this is automated. So let's say this automated email says the subject line is "Hey name." So let's say the lead's name is Tom. So it'd be "Hey Tom" as the subject line. And then the body of the email would be, "Hey Tom, hopefully I have the right number. This is name with company." So insert the company in the person's name. So I could say, "Hey, this is Thisura with Touch Massage. We just saw you reached out on Facebook and claimed our $50 off your first massage offer. Would love to help you get set up on that. Can you," insert open-ended question. So can you let me know what type of back pain or what kind of pain you're experiencing in your body or tension you have currently? And then we sign off and we wait for their reply. Then what we're going to do is once they reply, we enter step number 2, which is qualifying the lead. So this is a manual process, because the moment they respond and they engage, now we're going to have a manual conversation with them to understand their problem, their goals, and their timelines. So the moment they reply to that, we're going to email them back and get an idea of their current problem. Now, if they responded to this message here, this already asks them about what their current problem is. So we don't need to ask them that again. But then we're going to go into their desired situation. So let's say they respond to this and they say that they're currently dealing with back pain and they've had it for the past few years. Now we have their current pain. Then we have to get their desired pain. I mean, not desired pain, but their desired situation, where they're trying to go. So I can say, okay, and what does the ideal massage look like for you? More of a soft, relaxing massage or deeper tissue massage? Just trying to understand what they're looking for. Let's say Tom says he's looking for a soft massage to reduce his back pain. Then we're going to get a timeline. Great. And how soon are you looking to get that massage to reduce your back pain? And let's say he replies and he says, in the next couple days here. So then we're going to have our call to action. And what our call to action looks like is we can say, "Sounds good." So the next step would be for us to get you booked in for your massage with your special discount. Do you have a few minutes right now to get you scheduled? And we're going to wait for the reply. And let's say they say yes, then we're gonna have our call to action. And what this looks like is we can say, sounds good. So the next step would be for us to get you booked in for your massage with your special discount. Do you have a few minutes for a quick call right now to get you scheduled in? And we're gonna wait for their reply. And again, this is all done via email because that's what they responded on. And let's say they say, yep, they're good to go. Then we're going to give them a phone call. And this is where we're going to schedule the lead and give them a phone call to get them all booked in. So we're going to start with the intro on the phone call. So you could say, hey, Tom, this is just Thisura with Touch Massage. We were just chatting through email about your $50 off discount on your first massage. Is this still a good time to get you scheduled? And they're going to say yes to that. And once we do that, we're going to say, okay. And before we dive in, just want to recap everything we were going over on or going over on email to make sure I have all the right info. Sound good? And they're going to say yes to that. Then we're going to follow the same process that we went over for the text script, where we're going to recap the pain, expand the problem, get the desired situation, and schedule the appointment. So again, this happens all over the phone. So we can say, perfect. So I just want to make sure I got everything right from our conversation we had on email. From what you said, it sounds like you're currently having back pain. Is that right? And they say yes. Then we're going to expand that problem. How long is that being going on for? We want to get a timeline. The longer they've had the pain, the bigger the pain. Let's say they say 5 years. Then I can say, what do you feel is causing that back pain? They're going to say, well, I'm working a desk job and I don't move around much. Then we're going to say, okay, and that back pain that you're dealing with, is that impacting you in any way in your day-to-day life? And then he's going to say, yes, like I can't necessarily spend time with my kids or do physical activity because I have this sharp pain in my back, whatever they say. Then we're going to recap their desired situation. Okay, and you mentioned you're looking for a soft tissue massage so you can reduce that back pain on your body. Is that correct? They're going to say yes. We're just recapping what they said in the email. Then we're going to say, anything else you're hoping we can help you with? And let's say they say, nope, that's everything. Then we're going to schedule the appointment with them. So we can say, okay, great. We can definitely help you with that. Next steps from here is we can get you scheduled in for your first massage with us and claim your $50 off discount. We have availability tomorrow at 3 p.m. or 7 p.m. What works better for you? Whatever times, just insert any 2 times. And they're going to say, let's say they say 3 p.m. And then you can say, great. Now, one last thing before I get you booked in, I'm going to go ahead and send you over an invoice to get that taken care of. Now, we normally charge $169 for a massage, but with your $50 off discount, it's only $115 or $119. Here's the payment link. Can you get that taken care of? And they would get that done. And they would pay that, and you want to do that while you're on the call and confirm that it went through. And then you're going to confirm the appointments once they said they paid. So you can say, wonderful, like just saw you booked in and you're good to go. One last thing, is there any reason you would have to cancel or reschedule the appointment by any chance? The only reason I ask is that we're super busy right now, and I just want to make sure we can get you in and I don't push you too far out. Or let me just reread that. The only reason we ask is that we're super busy right now. So I just want to make sure we can get you in and we don't have to push this too far out in case you reschedule. And then we're going to wait for them to reply. Now, obviously, they're likely not going to reschedule because they just paid. And then we can say, okay, great. Looking forward to seeing you tomorrow at 3 p.m. or whatever time their appointment is. Now, again, if you're working with a client that doesn't require payment up front, you don't need to send them a payment link. You're just going to schedule them in. So that is the process. The last step that I want to go over as well is I created a 30-day email automation because, again, the first step in this process for a follow-up script is we have to engage the lead, which is getting them to reply. It all starts with them replying, and then the moment they reply, it's manual from there. We're manually qualifying them, and then we give them a call. So what I have here is a 30-day follow-up email automation that continues to follow up with them until they engage and reply. So I'm not going to go over every single one of these emails here, but if they reply to any of these, the automation will stop and they will not receive the rest of the emails. The moment they reply, it goes into you qualifying the lead and then calling them. But what this would look like is day number 1. This is all automated. We would have this email that I went over saying, hey, name. Hopefully I have the right email instead of a number. This is blank with company. We just saw you reached out on Facebook and claimed your $50 off offer. Would love to help out. Can you insert open-ended question? Let's say they don't reply to that. Then day number 2 would happen and we'd reach out to them again. And this is all automated. The subject line would be trying to reach name. So we could say, hey, Tom, just making sure you got my last few emails sent your way. Been having a few tech issues lately. Are you still interested in claiming your $50 off offer on your massage? Let me know and I can send over the next steps. Then day number 3, if they still don't reply, then we're going to say, subject line, totally get it. Hey, name, totally understand things can get busy in your life. Just want to check in if you're still interested in getting $50 off your first massage with us. It expires in the next X days, so I just want to make sure you got this. Then day number 5, and again, like we have 30 days worth of follow-up emails here. You just need to adjust here. And if they reply to any of these, that's when, like, let's say they respond to this email that says, vacation with us on day 17, nudge, nudge. Do you still want a mini vacation with us? Mini massage vacation with us? Your $50 off discount is still available, and we have warm towels and hot rocks ready for you. Let me know. Let's say they respond to this on day 17. Then what's going to happen? And they say, yes, I'm interested. Then we're just going to start at the qualifying section right here, and that's where it becomes manual. So we say, great, just so we can best help you, are there any particular areas you have pain or tension in? And then we follow the process. So I just want to reiterate that. So again, all we have here is we have 30 days worth of follow-up emails, and the moment they engage, we follow the script that we went above on. So feel free to, actually model this and tweak this for your offer. So the action item here, again, I'm not going to read every single one of these or else it'll get a little redundant. Just make sure to have access to this document so you can read all of these. It should be in the pinned comment or in the description. You can get access to this whole document. So the action item here is to create your email follow-up scripts for your client. So all you have to do is just copy and model this, tweak the languaging for your client's offer and their niche. So just fill this out and then create that automation as well. The scripts for the automation, just model each one of these. You don't need to create a 30-day one like I did here. I just want to make sure you had a really good example, but at bare minimum, have at least 5 to 10 days of an automation that follows up with them until they reply. And once they reply, they go through the normal script. So that is the action item here. Go get that done. I tried to make it pretty easy by giving you everything. So go create your email follow-up scripts for your client. Get that done, and I'll see you in the next lesson. All right, in this lesson, we're gonna go over building the lead follow-up system. So at this point, you should have all of your follow-up scripts created from the previous lessons. And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take those scripts and build a lead follow-up system that follows up with your client's leads both automatically and manually to maximize the amount of conversions we get on those leads. So let's dive into how to do this, starting with step number 1, which is installing your email and text follow-up automations. So what we're gonna do, step number 1, is we're gonna go into our client's sub account on Go High Level. And once we're here, what we're gonna do is we're gonna select the automations tab, which is near the bottom, right above the sites column. So we're gonna click automation. And once we've done that, we're going to click the blue button, which is create workflow. So you're gonna go ahead and click that blue button. Then once you've done that, you're gonna select the start from scratch option, which is the first option. We're gonna select that and hit continue. Then once we've done that, what we're gonna hit is we're gonna hit the settings button here. And once we've hit the settings button, we wanna make sure the stop on response button here is toggled on. And what stop on response means is the moment someone responds to any of our automated texts or emails, they're no longer going to receive the rest of the automations. Because the moment they reply to any of our automated texts or emails, that's when we're going to manually follow up with the lead, qualify them, and schedule them. So we want to make sure the moment they reply to any of our automations, they're not going to receive the rest of the automated texts or emails because we're going to be manually following up with them. So make sure this is checked. Then we're going to hit save. Then once we've done that, we're going to hit the builder button here. So we're going to go ahead and click that. And once we've done that, the first part of our automation is we have to set up a start trigger. So you can see here it says add a new trigger. We're going to click that. And what we're going to do is we're going to type in Facebook lead form submitted. So we're going to select this option here, and we're going to leave both Facebook lead form submitted and Facebook lead form submitted. We don't need to change any of that. We're going to hit add filters, then hit select, then hit standard fields in form. And what you're going to do is under the select button here is you're going to select the lead form that you should have already synced up to Go High Level. In my case, it's test form course. And this is what this means is once we hit save trigger, the moment someone fills out the lead form that we've set up on Facebook, they're automatically going to go through this automation. Now, I know we haven't set up any or launched any of our ad campaigns yet, but this is the first step. So the moment they fill out that lead form and we launch ads, they're going to go through this automation, get automatically followed up with texts and emails. So that is what starts the automation. Then once we've done that, the next step here is we have to add an opportunity. So we're going to hit the plus button. Then we're going to type in opportunity. So select create/update opportunity. Then what we're going to do is in this first column that says in pipeline, select the pipeline that you created. I'm just going to select test pipeline. In pipeline stage, you can select lead. So what this means essentially is the moment someone goes through this automation and they fill out a Facebook lead form, the automation starts, plus they're going to be added into your opportunities pipeline so you can manage the lead and move them through the stages. For the opportunity name, you can hit the contact button and just select full name there. For opportunity source, this is manual, I mean optional rather, but you're going to click this button here. You can hit attribution, then hit first, and then select the UTM source. And this is just going to show where that lead came from, which in this case is going to be Facebook and Instagram because that's where you're going to be running ads. Then for the lead value, you can leave this. You don't need to fill this out for now. And then for the status, we can select open. That means we're working on the lead, and then hit save action. So now we have an opportunity created. The next step is we need to add a tag. So we're going to go back, hit the plus button and hit tag. So we're going to select add contact tag. And what this means is now everyone who goes through this automation is going to be tagged so we can easily find these contacts if we want down the line. So under tags, we're going to just create a tag so we can type in new Facebook lead form leads, new Facebook leads. Yeah, we can just do that and hit add new tag. Then we're going to hit save action. So then that way, whenever we want to find people who've gone through this automation, we can just search for the tag new Facebook leads and we can easily find them. Then once we've added the tag, the next step that we're going to do here is we're going to add an internal notification. And what an internal notification is the moment we get a lead, someone on our team is going to be notified right away because speed to lead is important. The faster we can contact a lead, the better we're going to have in terms of them picking up or responding and then converting them into a customer. So we're going to hit the plus button. Then we're going to type in send internal notification. We're going to select that. For the type of notification, we're going to type in just the notification column. So the second option, you're going to need to make sure you have the Go High Level app on your phone. That's both on Android and Apple, I believe. I have it on my phone. And what this is going to mean is the moment a new lead comes in, you're going to get notified right on the app. You're going to receive an app notification. So then that way you can contact the lead right away. If your client is going to be the one following up with the leads, you want to make sure they have the app and download that. Now for the title, we can just put new lead with an exclamation mark. And then for the message, what we're going to do is we can copy and paste the message that I have here. So you can make sure to have this from the document. Paste that in. And once I format this, I'll read this for you, but it's nothing too complicated. Oopsies. It's glitching out, but all it is it says you have a new lead, contact details below, and it has their name, their email, and their phone number. So then that way we have it all in one area, just like so. So that's just the notification message they're going to get. Then for the redirect page, we can just select contact. And for the user type, this is where you can either assign it to yourself if you're going to be the one following up with your client's lead, or your appointment setter, or the client themselves. So the way we're going to do this is we can just type in particular user and we can select, like I mentioned, if it's going to be you or maybe the appointment setter or the client. So in this case, I'm just going to put it's me and I'm going to hit save action. So now what's happening, the moment someone fills out our Facebook lead form, they're going to go through this automation. A new opportunity is going to be created so we can manage the lead. A tag is going to be added and we're going to get an internal notification so we can follow up with the lead right away. So now what we have to do is we have to start setting up our automated emails and texts. So what we're going to do now is we're going to open up the scripts that we've created for both of our SMS and our email follow-up scripts. And the way we're going to do this is we're going to start by sending off our first SMS automated text, which is day number 1, sends out right away, which is, hey, is this name? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add this plus button here and I'm going to select SMS, send SMS. I'm going to select that and I'm just going to copy the message. Now where it says, hey, is this name? What we're going to do is we're going to hit the custom values up top. We're going to hit contact and we're going to put first name. And then we're just going to hit save action. So that way, that is the first text that they're going to go through. Then what I'm going to do after that is you can see the next text that goes out is 15 minutes after if they don't reply. So I'm going to go back here. I'm going to hit the plus button again, but now I'm going to add a wait step, which is wait. I'm going to click that. And now I'm going to put a time delay for 15 minutes. So I'm going to wait 15 minutes. If they still haven't replied, I'm going to hit save action. And then I'm going to add my next SMS message. So I'm going to hit the plus button, send SMS, and I'm going to paste in the second SMS message. So I'm going to copy that and paste that in like so. Now I'm not going to fill this out just because in your case, you're going to have a completed script and you would just paste that in and hit save action. Now, the next step here as well is the first automated email that goes out as well in our script goes out 15 minutes after they opt in. So I'm going to go back to my automation here, and I'm going to hit the plus button again. I'm going to type in send email. I'm going to select that. The from name, you're going to select whoever the sender is, the name of the person. Then the email, which you should already have set up. Then we're going to put the subject line of the email, which in this case is hey name with the question exclamation mark. For the name, we're going to put a custom value, hit contact, and hit first name. And then we're going to paste in the email. So I'm just going to take that email here and copy it here. Again, I'm not going to manually fill this out right now. In your case, you're going to have a completed email all ready to go. That's why it says this is name with company, and I haven't filled it out. But in your case, you're going to want to make sure that's all updated. And then we're going to hit save action. So now we have the emails set up. Now, what I'm going to do here is what we're going to do after this is we're going to have to set up the rest of the emails and the rest of the text. Now, in this example, I have 30 days worth of follow-up, and I'm not going to build this out here right now just because that would take forever. But I'm going to do one more day just to kind of help you understand this process. So let's do the next day here. So you can see the next text that goes out is 1 day later. So I'm going to go back to our automation. I'm going to hit the plus button here. I'm going to hit another wait step. Then I'm going to put the time delay here for 1 day. So instead of minutes, I'm going to switch this to days. Then I'm going to hit save action. Then I'm going to hit the plus button here. And then I'm going to type in send SMS. And then I'm going to simply take the next SMS here, which is right here. I'm going to copy that. Bingo bongo. Hit save action. And then I'm going to take the next email as well. So I'm going to type in send email, just like so. We're going to go through the steps again, put in the from name, put in the from email, put in the subject line of our email, which is trying to reach name. So we're just going to put trying to reach, and we'll put in the custom value, contact, first name, like so. Oopsies, just like that. And then we're just going to copy and paste that email like so, and then hit, oopsies, got to format that right, and then hit save action. And then all we do after that is we just continue this process. You can see the next email, the next text is 1 day later, and the next email is 1 day later. So we'd put another wait step for a day, put in the next email and text. And we just repeat that process until you have all of your texts and your emails set up for the automation. Now, if you remember, because in our settings, we have stop on reply, the moment they reply to any of these automations, they're no longer going to receive the rest of the automations. And that's when we're going to begin having a manual conversation to qualify them and then schedule them and then turn them into a customer. So that is how we set up the automation. Once we've done that and you've put in and you've filled out the rest of your emails and text in your automation, you're going to go ahead and hit save. Make sure to hit save. You can even name it. Make sure it's an easy to remember name. So we could just put test workflow in my case, but you'd name it to something different, obviously. Then we hit save. And then to publish it, we're going to take it from a draft and we're going to select the publish button like that. So it's blue, and then hit save. So just like that, our automation, our text and email automation is set up. So just a quick recap, the moment a new lead comes in and then fills out the Facebook form that we created, they're going to go through this automation. That's the starting point. An opportunity is automatically going to be created so we can see them in the pipeline to manage the lead. A tag is going to be added. We're going to get a notification right away, or whoever we assign the lead to, so they can follow up with them right away. And they're going to get our SMS and our email automations throughout until they reply. So that is the process. So congratulations, once you've filled this out, now you have your text and email automation set up. But now let's go over the next step here. So that's step number 1 is installing our email and text follow-up automations. Now step number 2 is hiring an appointment setter to manually follow up with the leads. Now this is optional because like I mentioned multiple times throughout this, is I highly recommend to start that you are the one who's going to follow up with your client's leads. This is going to allow you to validate the process yourself and make sure that you have a sales script and process to convert those leads into customers before you outsource this to an appointment setter. So to start with, you're going to be the one following up with the leads. But if you're in a situation where you can't do that or your English is really bad, then you can hire an appointment setter to do this, which I'm going to go through. Now, you're going to end up hiring an appointment setter regardless down the line, because if you're the one who's going to be following up with the leads initially and you validate the script and the process, you're going to end up hiring an appointment setter after that anyway. So I'm going to show you how to hire an appointment setter to follow up with the leads, because again, the moment someone replies to any of the automated texts or emails, that's when our appointment setter is going to actually, call them, qualify them, and get them scheduled. Plus, the appointment setter is also going to be the one that's going to call every single new lead that comes in. We're going to discuss this more in the next lesson, but here's how to hire an appointment setter right away. So to hire an appointment setter to follow up with the leads, this is called an appointment setter. What we're going to do is we're going to go to Online Jobs PH to hire one. Now, one bit of context is one appointment setter should be able to manage about 2 to 5 accounts, depending on the lead volume. Now, if you have a huge account that has hundreds of leads a day, they can probably only manage one. But if for most of you guys working with any local business that's on a smaller scale, one appointment setter should be able to handle about 2 to 5 accounts if they're in the same niche at that point. Now, the average salary for an appointment setter is anywhere from 500 to 1,000 USD per month for full-time hours to manage that component. So if you have the cash flow, it's a great return on investment. It's going to free up a lot of your time, and it's going to get your clients much better results. Now, how we're going to hire this appointment setter is we're going to go to Online Jobs PH, which is a website where we can hire Filipino workers, and they're incredible. Then what we're gonna do is once we create an account, we're gonna post a job. And what I've done to make your life really easy is I've created a copy and paste job post for you to hire an appointment setter. Now I'll give you a quick overview of the job description. I won't read the whole thing, but it says we're looking for an appointment setter to join our marketing agency. As an appointment setter, you will be responsible for calling, emailing, and texting new leads for the clients of our marketing agency. Training will be provided. Responsibilities, and then it goes over requirements. So the responsibilities are calling leads, emailing leads, texting leads, etc. And then the requirements are things like prior experience in appointment setting, experience inputting data, organization skills, things of that nature. And then we say, if you're interested, please apply and reach out. And then we have one PS here at the bottom that's important that says, start your application with the word lemur if you're interested. With some sort of word that you want to put. It doesn't need to be lemur, but what this does is that way once they apply for this job, if they don't have the word lemur, that means they skimmed the job post and they didn't even do the due diligence to read the full post. So we want to make sure that they start the application with this word, because that means they are, they've actually read the whole application. It weeds out the people who didn't. So you're going to take this job post, you're going to post that as a new job on Online Jobs PH. Then once you do that, you're going to be likely flooded with people who are interested in the job role, because $500 to $1,000 per month in someone in the Philippines is a lot of money. And they're going to show up in your messages column here. And once they're in your messages column, they're going to send you their resume, their experience, and you're just going to read all the applications that you're going to get. Now, once you've read all the applications, and the way you're going to read them is you can just open like the context, read the application that they send you, because they'll give you a quick overview of their experience. And then the next step is you're going to find your top 5 to 10 applicants that have reached out to you, and then just send them a message over on Online Jobs PH and send them your calendar for a quick interview and meeting over Zoom. So that's all you're going to do. So the top 5 to 10 responses that you get, those are who you're going to have a meeting with, and send them your calendar to have a mini interview with. Now, if you're asking, what are you going to say on the interview? I also have you covered. So here is the hiring script that you can use for appointment setters. So the first thing you can ask once you're on the phone with them is you can ask them, tell me a little bit about your experience with appointment setting. Like, how long have they been doing it? What companies have they worked for, right? Their prior experience is going to be huge. If they've worked with a marketing agency in your niche before working with those leads, that's huge, right? The next thing you can ask is, what do you think makes a good appointment setter? This is a great question, because if they don't have really much experience as an appointment setter, they're not going to give you a great answer to this question. But if someone has a lot of experience as an appointment setter, they'll give you really good answers to this, like speed to lead is everything. They have to be organizational with managing their pipeline, things like that. So this is a good question to ask. Then you can ask, what are some mistakes you made in the past as an appointment setter that you learned from? What are their work hours? What are their goals long-term? What pay and salary are you expecting? And they're likely just going to say whatever you had in your job post. And then how I like to end this interview is I just say, great, like I have a few more interviews over the course of the week. I'll get back to you in the next 48 hours. So once I ask these questions, that's how I like to end it. And then once I've interviewed 5 to 10 people, I'm likely going to have a candidate that I like the most. And then I can reach back out to them and get them hired from there. So that's how you actually hire an appointment setter, and then you'd provide them the training, which is why it's important for you to validate it first, because then you can send them the scripts and get them trained up on it right away, and you can tell if they're doing a good job or not. But regardless, that's how you hire an appointment setter to manually follow up with the leads if you're not going to be the one doing it initially. Again, you're going to end up hiring an appointment setter regardless, because once you validate it, you're going to hire an appointment setter to follow up with your client's leads. So that is the steps to do that. So the action items to focus on for now is to install your email and text follow-up automations for your client. You're going to follow the steps here, and that way you're automatically, the moment a new lead comes in, you're automatically going to get followed up with email and text. And you can hire an appointment setter to call your client's leads if you're not going to be the one doing it to start, or if you've already validated that you can convert your client's leads into customers and you're ready to hire an appointment setter, that's when you'd follow the steps here. So those are the action steps there. Go get those complete, and I'll see you in the next lesson, which is where we're going to go over the daily workflow to go. So go get those action items done, and I'll see you in the next lesson where we're going to go over the daily workflow to maximize our lead conversions. So I'll see you there. All right. In this lesson, we're going to go over the daily lead conversion workflow. And the objective of this lesson is to understand our daily workflow to maximize lead conversions for your client. So I'm going to show you exactly what you need to do every single day to convert as many of the leads that you generate for your clients into paying customers. So let's dive into it. And we'll start with the first thing, which is making sure we call leads within 10 minutes of them coming in using the phone script. So we want to make sure the moment a new lead comes in, we're calling them within the first 10 minutes. Now, if it's a lead that comes in overnight or after work hours, you're going to contact them in the morning. But during work hours, first 10 minutes, those leads need to be contacted. The faster, the better. And the way we're going to do that is you can see the lead that comes in the opportunities tab in Go High Level. So if you go to Go High Level and you're in the opportunities tab, the moment a new lead comes in, they're going to pop in. And if we want to contact them, you can see the call option here. We can just click that call button and it's automatically calling the lead. Now I'm going to hang this up because I'm shooting a video right now, but that is how we can call the lead. Now, during our automations that we set up as well, we also have an internal notification that goes off. So the moment a new lead comes in, our team is notified internally so you can contact them right away. So you want to make sure within the first 10 minutes, a lead is being called right away using the phone script that you created. Now, the person who's going to do this, it's either going to be you, the appointment setter, or the client. If your client is doing it, make sure they understand first 10 minutes, they got to contact the lead. Now, the next step is when a lead replies or engages to any of your automated texts or emails, you want to use the qualification scripts to qualify the lead. And this is where we qualify them on their current pain, their desired outcome, their timelines, and their budgets. And you should have the script created. And you should see any of the leads who reply to your automated texts or emails in the conversations tab. So in Go High Level here, there's a conversations column. And you can see in the conversations column, this is where all the leads who reply to any of your automated texts or emails will reply. And what we can do if they reply, you can see all these conversations here. But if they reply, we can send them an SMS just like so and hit send and send them a text. We can send them an email if we want directly and then just send them an email. Or we can even call them directly by, clicking this call button here. But you're going to spend probably most of your time in this conversations column and, replying to leads, qualifying them, and then calling them from here as well. So this is where you're going to find people who reply and engage. So when a lead replies or engages to any of your automated texts or emails, you're going to use the qualification scripts, and we're going to find those leads in the conversations tab like I showed you. Now, the person who's going to be doing this is it's either you in the beginning or the appointment setter or the client. Now, if the client's doing it, make sure they understand how to use the conversations column and they can easily do that. So that is the next step. And then finally, when a lead is qualified and you qualified them, then we're going to use the scheduling script to get them scheduled into their appointment, and you're going to collect payment if, your sales process requires a payment. So the person who's going to be doing this is either you, the appointment setter, or the client, and you should already have your scheduling script created because we went over them in the previous videos. So that is the daily lead conversion workflow. If you do this, you're going to get much better results for your clients and be able to convert much more of their leads into customers. So a quick review. All leads within the first 10 minutes, you're going to be calling those leads using the phone follow-up script that we created. Now, when a lead engages or replies to any of our automated text or emails, we're going to go to the conversations tab and Go High Level, and we're going to qualify that lead using our qualification script. If the lead is qualified, we're then going to use the scheduling script to call them and get them scheduled in. So those are the three things that we're going to do. If you do these things, you're going to get a lot more of your leads converted into customers. So the action item here is ensure you have all the follow-up systems created and the scripts created. So when we go over launching our ads in the next phase, this workflow can be followed and you know exactly how to convert the leads that you generate into customers. So go get this done, understand this process, and I'll see you in the next phase. All right, welcome to phase number 4, which is launching, managing, and scaling our ad campaigns. And this is super exciting because you've created all the lead generation assets and conversion assets, and now it's time for us to go live and start generating leads and sales for our clients. So we got a lot to cover, and let's dive into it. So the objective of phase number 4 is to manage our ad campaigns for our clients to generate endless leads and customers for them at a profit. because that's what they're paying you for. And I'm going to show you how to set up your ad campaigns and launch them so we can accomplish this. So what we're going to cover in phase number 4 is we're going to start by setting our KPIs and targets. So before we launch any ad campaigns, we need to have a clear idea of what our targets are, what metrics we're aiming for. And we've created some really cool calculators that are going to show you exactly what targets you need to hit for your ad campaigns to be profitable. Then we're going to go over launching your ad campaigns. So I'm going to walk you through step by step how to set up and launch your ad campaigns for your clients the right way. Then the third lesson, we're going to go over assessing your campaign results. So after you launch your ad campaigns, we need to assess the performance from them so we know what our next move is. Are we going to optimize them or are we going to scale them? So I'm going to go through that in assessing campaign results. Then we're going to go over optimizing ad campaigns. And this is one of my favorite lessons because regardless, at some point, one of your ad campaigns you launch for your clients aren't going to work. They're not going to perform. And that's okay. Because in this lesson, I'm going to give you a step-by-step checklist that's going to show you exactly how to fix any broken campaign that's not performing. And this is an extremely valuable lesson. So that is optimizing ad campaigns. And then probably my favorite lesson is scaling ad campaigns. So once you have an ad campaign that's working, I'm going to show you how to really scale it up to generate endless leads and customers for your clients. So as you can see, we got a lot to cover in this phase. So let's dive right into it and I'll see you in the first lesson. All right, in this lesson, we're going to go over setting your targets and key performance indicators. And the objective of this lesson is to get clarity on the key targets and metrics we need to aim for to run our ads profitably. Because if we don't have an idea of what we're aiming for, we're not going to get good results because we're going in blind. So that's what we're going to cover in this lesson. So let's start with part number 1, which is important terms and metrics for you to understand. Now, this might get a little bit boring, but don't click off. You need to understand this if you want to be a good marketer. So make sure to pay attention. So again, we're going to go over important terms and metrics for you to understand. So the first important term to understand is a KPI. And what a KPI stands for is a key performance indicator. And essentially what that is the metrics you look at to determine if your advertising test is performing at the required level to reach your targets. So an example of a KPI is your cost per acquisition. And what cost per acquisition stands for is how much it costs you to acquire a customer. So for example, if you're running ads and you spent $200 and you got 2 sales, that means your cost per acquisition is $100 because it's 200 divided by 2 is 100. The next KPI you need to understand is your cost per lead. So how much it costs you to generate a lead. So let's say you spent $100 in ads and you generated 10 leads. That means your cost per lead is $10, 100 divided by 10. The next metric you need to understand in KPI is your lead conversion rate. So what percentage of your leads can you convert into a customer? So let's say you have 100 leads that you generated and you were able to convert 3 of those leads into paying customers. That means you have a 3% lead conversion rate. You converted 3 of your leads into paying customers. So that is a lead conversion rate. The next KPI we need to know is our cost per link click, or our CPC. So this is how much it costs you to get one person to click on your ads. And then the final metric that's good for you to know is your break-even cost per acquisition. So this is the maximum you can spend to acquire a customer at break-even on the front end. And what break-even is essentially how much it costs you to get a customer where you don't lose any money. So let's say you have a $1,000 service that you're selling and you have $500 in costs. If you can get a customer for at least $500, you're breaking even. You're not making any money, but you're not losing any money. And you've essentially acquired a new customer for free. We're not going to go really in depth into break-even CPA, but it's a good metric for you to understand. So with that being said, I want to go into part number 2, which is calculating your target metrics. So in order to do that, we've created a really cool calculator that's going to show you exactly what metrics you need to aim for to get customers profitably. So how we're going to do that is we're going to open our lead generation projection calculator here. And what we're going to do is this first calculator is a low ticket lead gen calculator, and the second calculator is a high ticket lead gen calculator. So the low ticket lead gen calculator is if your client is selling a lower ticket item like a new patient special, let's say it's $100, and that's what they're trying to sell, and you are essentially generating leads for a purchase or a new customer and they're paying something up front, like a new customer special or something, this is the calculator we're going to use, the low ticket lead gen calculator. If you're running lead generation ads for a high ticket service where they're not paying anything up front, they're trying to just book a meeting with that client and they're selling, let's say, a service that's $3,000 or $5,000, for example, like a real estate agent or a home builder, we're going to use the high ticket lead gen calculator. So again, if you are working and you're generating leads for a low ticket service, like a new patient special that's like $100 or $200 or something under that, we're going to use the low ticket lead gen calculator. If you're running leads for a high ticket service, you're going to use the high ticket lead gen calculator. So let's start with the low ticket lead gen calculator. So anything that's in green is going to be auto calculated. What's in kind of light orange here is you need to manually fill it in. So let's start with the first metric, which is your target cost per acquisition. So you should know your target cost per acquisition from the onboarding call with your client. That is where you determined how much they were willing to spend to acquire a customer for their service. So make sure to have that. If you don't have that, you should have asked that in the onboarding call, but if not, send your client a Slack message to get clear on that. But let's say the target cost per acquisition is $100. Now, the thing that you need to aim for is if you're selling a lower ticket item, and that's what the client sells, and you're generating leads for, like, let's say a new customer special that's $100, your lead conversion rates need to be anywhere from 5% to 25%. So you want to aim to convert at least 5 to 25% of the leads that you generate into customers. That is a good benchmark to aim for. You can do higher than that, but what I've seen is as long as you can be within 5 to 25%, you likely can run ads at a profit. And what this is going to be is, let's say, for example, we put in 5 here, because that is, again, the range is 5 to 25% is a lead conversion rate. This is going to show you the maximum that you can spend to generate a lead. So if you're converting 5% of your leads into paying customers and your target cost per acquisition is $100, it's going to automatically tell you that your cost per lead is $5. So what you now know is, for you to be able to get your target cost per acquisition of $100, you need to get leads for at least $5. Because if you get 100 leads at $5, what is that? That's $500. And if you convert 5 of those leads, because you have a 5% conversion rate, 500 divided by 5 is 100. So it's automatically going to give you the ranges. Now, let's say, for example, that your lead conversion rate is 10%. That means you can spend up to $10 to acquire a lead. And as long as you get leads for $10 and you convert at 10%, you will hit your target cost per acquisition. So this calculator will automatically tell you what your cost per lead needs to be and what your ranges need to be. This is so important. So hopefully this makes sense. I'm going to reiterate that. You're first going to put in your target cost per acquisition for your client. Now your lead conversion rate, what you're going to aim for is you want to aim to get 5 to 25% of the leads you generate for your client into paying customers if it is a lower ticket item that you're generating leads for. And this is, once you do that, it's automatically going to calculate what your cost per lead is going to be. So now when you launch your ad campaigns, you know, okay, if I need to get a target cost per acquisition of $100, my cost per lead needs to be $10 for me to be able to do that. And if my lead conversion rate's 10%, I'm going to be able to reach this target. So hopefully this makes sense. Maybe watch it a few times, but you just need to fill in this light orange and it's going to automatically tell you what metrics you need to aim for. Now, if you are generating leads for a higher ticket service, like a home builder, that's like a $10,000, $20,000 sale or something of that nature, it's not a low ticket item. So the process changes a little bit. Again, everything highlighted in light orange is you need to manually fill in, and everything in green is going to auto calculate. So let's just say I'm working with the home builder. Let's say they build sheds for $5,000 and their target cost per acquisition, they told me, is $2,000. For a higher ticket item, that's, $1,000 to $10,000 plus, what you're looking for your lead conversion rate is anywhere from 1 to 5% as the ranges. So you want to aim to convert 1 to 5% of your leads. If you're within there, you likely can make your ads profitable. So if you get 100 leads, 1% would be 1 client out of 100 leads. 5% would be 5 clients out of those 100 leads. If you can stay within those ranges, you're good to go. But let's say the target cost per acquisition is $2,000 and we're aiming for a lead conversion rate of 3%. This is automatically going to tell you the maximum you can spend per lead is $60. As long as you're getting leads for $60, you're going to be within these ranges. The next thing you need to aim for, that is a benchmark, is you want to try to aim to get 10% of your leads that you generate into booked meetings. So what that means, in typically a high ticket sales process like this, the first step is you generate the lead and then you book an appointment with the advisor or consultation, right? And what you're aiming for is you want to try to aim to get at least 10% of the leads you generate for your client to book in that appointment. So 1 out of 10 people to book in that appointment. So that's what's within your control. What's within your control is the cost per lead and the lead booking rate. That's within your control, is what your cost per lead is going to be and your lead booking rate. The closing rate, that's up to the client. You can't really control that because that depends on their ability to chat with the customer and all that. You can't do that. You're just generating the leads and getting them booked in for a higher ticket lead generation process. But this is going to tell you if your lead conversion rate is 3%, the maximum you can spend per lead is $60, and you're going to know that. So once you're running the campaigns, as long as you're generating leads for $60, you're good to go. And you're aiming to get at least 10% of the leads that you generate to book a meeting or schedule an appointment. If you're outside of this range, that's not going to work. The economics aren't going to make sense. So again, what you're aiming for is you want to aim to get 10% of the leads you generate into a booked call. And you're looking, in this example, a cost per lead of $60. And to do the math, if essentially you have a $60 cost per lead for you to generate 100 leads, that's $6,000. If 10% of them book a call, that's going to be 10 calls booked. If you have a closing rate of 30%, that's going to be 3 deals. 6,000 divided by 3 is a $2,000 target cost per acquisition. So that's how the math ends up working out. But all you need to do for now is just fill in what your target cost per acquisition is and what the lead conversion rate you're aiming for is. Again, if you can see here, if this is a 1% lead conversion rate at the bare minimum, the maximum you can spend per lead is $20. So what's in your control is, okay, can you get leads for $20 and can you get at least 10% of them to book an appointment and the next step in the sales process? That's what I really want to get across, because you're not responsible for the closing rate. But this gives you, like, once you launch your campaigns, now you know. You're like, okay, if my target CPA is $2,000, and for me to convert, if I have a 1% lead conversion rate, so I can close 1 out of every 100 leads into this high ticket offer or this item that my client is selling, the maximum I can spend for a lead is $20, and I need to be able to aim to get at least 10% of them to book that appointment. So this allows us to set projections. So all you have to do is fill these in, and now you're going to have ranges of what you're going to aim for. Now, I know this might sound like I'm speaking Chinese if this is the first time that you've ever done something like this, but you need to understand the skill set. There is money in projections and understanding the math. Might be one of those things I recommend you pull out a calculator and you understand this and you go through this to really get this. Because I know for me, it took me a couple times to really understand the math. But this is all you have to do. Again, everything that's in light orange you fill out, and the green would auto-calculate what you need to, what metrics you need to aim for automatically. But I think the biggest thing that's going to be helpful for you is knowing the ranges of your lead conversion rate. Like, you now know, like, if you're selling a low ticket item, the target that you're aiming for, is a 5 to 25% lead conversion rate. Because if you're selling a low ticket item, like you're doing a new patient special for a chiropractor, you're responsible for generating the lead and converting the lead, right? So your cost per lead here is $10, and you need to try to aim, in this example, to get, let's say, 10% of them to book, to get that new customer special, and then you hit your target cost per acquisition of $100. And same for your high ticket lead gen calculator. What you're responsible for is the cost per lead and the lead booking rate. And once you have the target cost per acquisition, as long as you're within these ranges of 1 to 5%, you can kind of mess around with these ranges to see, where you're at. Now, let's say you've been running ads for 30 days for a client, and you know that you can convert at least 2% of them on a high ticket example into, like, let's just say you've ran ads for 30 days and you've been able to convert 2% of your leads into clients. This is like, you can update these ranges, right? Because you might not know it right out the gate, because this might be the first time you're doing it. But what I would recommend is just looking at these lead conversion rates of 1 to 5% and just playing around with the ranges, so you know, as a general rule of thumb, what you're aiming for both of these, depending on your service. So the action item that I want you to focus on now that you understand this is really, well, actually, before we dive into that, let's go into part number 3. Now that we kind of gave you a high level overview of understanding the projection calculator, is you have to calculate your daily ad spend. Now, for your daily ad spend for your campaigns, the minimum ad spend I would recommend is $100 per day at bare minimum. Now, If your client can't do that, aim for $50 a day. Like, I like to have at least $100 a day. Like, that's $3,000 a month. That's not a lot of money for most businesses, as long as you go after the right clients that are making at least, $30K per month, ideally more than that. That's what they should be looking to invest, but minimum of $50 a day. If you have less than that, you're just not going to be able to generate your clients that great results. So aim for $100 per day, but minimum 50 if they can't do that. If you're selling a high ticket service, like let's say, like you're the target CPA, like let's say you're selling a high ticket service and their target cost per acquisition is $2,000, you want to make sure that you're spending at least their target cost per acquisition per month in ad spend. So I'm going to say that again. If you're running leads for, let's say, a real estate agent and their target cost per acquisition is $3,000, you need to make sure at bare minimum you're spending at least $3,000 per month in ad spend, because if you're spending less than that, they're likely not even going to get one sale. So they're going to be gone with you in the first month. So again, minimum $100 per day. If bare minimum 50, but if you're selling a high ticket service and you're doing lead generation for a higher ticket service, you need to make sure whatever their target CPA is, you're spending at least that per month. So that's how you're going to determine your daily ad budget. For most of you, aim for $100 per day or $50. If you're a high ticket, make sure they're spending at least their target CPA, and the bigger budget your clients give you, the better. Now, in terms of the action item from this lesson, is fill in the lead generation projection calculator to figure out your advertising targets and your key performance indicators, which is this worksheet right here. So if you're selling a low ticket lead generation item, which is most of you, if you're selling any, local business lead gen, this is what you're going to fill out. So just put in your target CPA, just do a little bit of math of the different lead conversion ranges, like at bare minimum, if it's 5%, right? You can be like, okay, at 5%, the most I can spend per lead is $5, 6%. Is $6, right? And you can kind of play around with these to understand what you're aiming for. For a high ticket lead gen calculator, same thing. Just put in your target cost per acquisition. The lead conversion rate you're aiming for is anywhere from 1 to 5%, and it will automatically tell you what your cost per lead and your booking rate and all that other metrics need to be. So hopefully this is giving you some direction. We need to make sure we have those metrics before we go live. And if you have any questions on this, drop a comment below and I can provide clarity. And the other action item is calculate your daily ad spend for your clients' campaigns. So go get that done. Once you've done that and you're clear on your metrics and their ad spend, I'll see you in the next lesson. Cheers. All right. In this lesson, we're going to go over launching your ad campaigns. And the objective of this lesson is to set up and launch our ad campaigns for your clients so you can begin generating them leads and customers. So let's dive into it because it's very easy. So step number 1, we're going to review your launch targets from the projections calculator. So we have that front and center and we know what we're aiming for. So just a quick refresher, that's this projections calculator here, where you can see here, let's say in this case, I have my target CPA at $100, my lead conversion rate at 10%, and my cost per lead at $10. That's what I'm aiming for to get results. So I'm going to paste that down here, my target cost per acquisition at $100, my target lead conversion rate at 10%, and my target cost per lead is $10. Now I know what I'm aiming for. Then in step number 2, we're going to get everything lined up in a single location. And what we want to link up in one area is our ad copy, our ad creative, our targeting, our budget, and our destination URL, which is the lead form. So let's dive into each one of these step by step. I like to just have these in a Google Doc, just so it's just way easier to have it in one location than trying to scramble and put this all together when we're setting up our campaign. So for the ad copy, just put a Google Doc like this that has the ad copy that you created that you want to write for your client. So this should already be done. Just put this in a Google Doc and link this in a location like so. Then for the ad creative, the same thing, just link any videos or image ads that you've completed that you want to test. In this example, this is the image ad that I created, very straightforward. So I have this linked up. And then for targeting, you just want to outline the targeting options you want to go over. So if you remember, we went over the targeting options. You should have this worksheet complete where we were finding audiences. And we have audiences at the local level, lookalikes, and interests. Now, for most of you watching this, if you're working with any kind of business, a local lead gen business, a local business, you're likely just going to be targeting a local level, either a 10 to 15 mile radius or whatever your client feels is appropriate within a local area. That's going to be 95% of you watching this. That's going to be the primary option you're going to target initially. So for my targeting option, I'm just going to put the location and I'm going to target around a 10-mile radius. The age is 40 to 65 and the gender is male and female. So you just want to make sure you have this written out of, the audience you're going to target and the location, the age, and the gender. Then you want to write the budget that you're going to test. In my case, it's $100 per day. That's what was agreed upon by the client in this example. So you'd want to write down the budget. And the destination URL, you don't need to worry about this for now. We're going to go over this when we set up the campaign. All you have to do for now is make sure you have the ad copy, the creative, the targeting, and the budget all handy. Because now that we have this in a central location, now we're going to set up and launch our campaign. So to do that, all we're going to do is we're going to go into the Facebook Ad Manager. Once we're in the Ad Manager here, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and hit Create. Once we're on Create, we're going to hit the leads objective for the choose campaign objective. So we're going to select leads. Then we're going to name our campaign, which it's up to you, whatever you want. I'm just going to put test lead generation campaign. Then once I've done that, I'm going to hit continue. Then you want to select manual leads campaign, select continue. And then from here, this can all stay the same in terms of auction, campaign objective is leads. We don't need to select A/B test. And we don't need to select Advantage campaign budget. This can be selected off, and we don't need to select a special category unless your client is, let's say, a real estate agent, you would select housing. But for most of you, you can leave this all blank. Then we're gonna hit next. Then we're gonna enter the ad set level. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna select instant forms here. So make sure you select instant forms and not website, just instant forms. Then we're gonna select the Facebook page that we are gonna be like our client's Facebook page. So select the client's Facebook page. I'm just gonna select my Facebook page because I don't have this client. This is a hypothetical example, but just put in your client's Facebook page. Then from here, you don't need to worry about performance goal. Just put maximize number of leads. You don't need to put cost per result goal. Leave that blank. For dynamic creative, you can actually turn this on. Hit continue. This will allow you to put multiple headline and copy options that we can test. Then as we're down here, what I want you to do is hit switch to original audience options here. Under the Advantage Plus audience, we're going to select switch to original audience options and then hit use original audience. You're going to get a warning saying up to 33% lower cost per result. Don't worry about that. Just hit use original audience. Then once we're here, we're going to go fill this out. So our daily budget, we're going to put $100 in this example. We don't have to worry about the start date or end date or anything of that nature, unless you were scheduling this out, but we don't need to schedule it out. Then once we've done this, this is where we're going to select the audience that we're going after. So this is why we have this sheet that has everything already selected and our targeting options. So that's what I'm going to go ahead and fill out. So under location, I'm going to get rid of Canada. I'm going to put in, just enter the location of your client's business or whatever your targeting option is. In this example here, I'm going to put in the location of the business. And it's a 10-mile radius, age 40 to 65, and male and female. So I'm going to put in that location there. The location type, I'm going to hit addresses. The default radius, let's just say the client agreed on 10 miles. I'm going to hit match location and add one location. Now the location is selected. Under age, I'm going to do 40 to 65 because that's what the ideal avatar was. Again, you'd fill this out for your client. All genders, this is good. Under detailed targeting, we want to make sure this does not say, this is unchecked where it says Advantage Detailed Targeting. Make sure this is not selected, and this is good to go. Then we have everything completed at the ad set level. Now we're going to hit next, and now we are going to be at the ad level. And once we're here, what we're going to do, we have our page selected. We're just going to hit single image or video. So we're not going to hit the multi-advertisers ad, just deselect that. And what we're going to do now is we're going to upload our image and the copy for ad. We're going to first get all the text complete. So for the primary text, this is where we put the body copy of our ad. So I'm going to go to my ad copy, open that up. You're going to take your body copy of your ad that you wrote, copy this like so, put this into the primary text, and bingo, just like that, we have the ad done. And make sure to just clean up the spacing so we have the ad. Then we need to add our headline. So I'm going to grab the headline that we came up with, which is $50 off. Take this, and we're just going to paste that below like so. You don't need to worry about a description or anything like that. In terms of the call to action, I think learn more is fine. We can put that option as learn more. So this is pretty much good in terms of that. Now we just need to upload the image and our creative. So in order to do that, we're going to hit select images. We're going to upload an image. I'm going to upload this massage ad that I created as a sample. This might take a second to load. I'm gonna click that sucker, hit continue, and bingo, we have our ad set up. So that is what it's gonna look like. Then as we scroll down, we have our instant form already selected. That is the lead form that we created. So that is once people, you wanna make sure here that the lead form that you set up previously is selected, because once we launch our campaign, what's gonna happen is when people click on this ad, they're going to go to this lead form that's created. So you might wanna just give this a quick review, make sure your lead form has everything that you want. Just do a quick scan. You can read the pages, make sure this all looks good. Then once this is all set up, we're pretty much good to go. All we have to do now, we can do a quick little run through. One other thing is we can go to the ad set level here. And when we're naming the ad set, just put it like test, like local test 1. I like to put like the audience that I'm targeting. And this is a local, I'm targeting local. So I could just put like local 10-mile radius test 1. And then for this new leads ad at the ad name, I can just put this as like image ad test, image ad 1. If you're testing a video ad, you might name it video ad. And now you can see it's just labeled easily, where at the campaign level, it says test lead generation campaign. At the ad set level, I know what audience I'm targeting, which is a local 10-mile radius. And at the ad level, I know what image and what creative I'm testing, which is an image ad. So it's just easily labeled. So you can label it like that. Now that this is all set up, we can just do one quick track. This is all good. We selected instant forms. And all we have to do now is once this is good to go, just do a quick test on the budgets. I like to just make sure everything is selected. $100 a day. All this is good. And all you do is you'd hit publish and you'd publish the campaign. So you'd hit publish. I'm not going to do this now because I don't own a massage clinic. I own a advertising agency. So I'm not going to hit, I'm not going to hit publish because this is a sample. But in your case, you would hit publish. And once you hit publish, your campaigns will be processing. And typically within 24 to 48 hours, they will go live. And you'll get a notification from Facebook, so will your client, that your campaigns are live. So that is all we have to do to launch our campaigns. And once you've hit publish on those, congratulations. Your campaigns have been launched and you're likely going to start seeing some leads trickling in. So now that our campaigns are published and launched, what we want to do is we want to leave those campaigns running for at least 3 days to measure the results. The reason we want to let them run for at least 3 days is because that's enough data for us to know what the next step is going to be. And in the next lesson, we're going to go over how to judge the performance once these campaigns have been running for at least 3 days. Now, the final step is we need to actually set up our reporting so the client knows how the ads are performing. So what we're going to do is we're going to open up this reporting sheet that I've created. So just open the sheet here, open that up. And what we're going to do is we have a sample tracker that all we have to do is simply fill out this data every single 24 hours for our client. So once the day is over, we're going to, like the next morning, we're going to update the stats from yesterday and put them into this tracker here. So let's go over actually filling this in. So here's my ad manager for sample one that I have here. So let's actually go through this. What we're going to do, this first column is the date. So just put the date from the day that you're reporting. Let's just say in this case, it's May 9th. So I'm going to put May 9th. Then what we're going to do is once you're in the campaign level and you see the ads, what you're going to select is you want to make sure you select performance and clicks, not performance or anything else. Just hit performance and clicks. That will give you the data that you need. So the first thing we need to fill out is the ad spend. So the ad spend is right here at the bottom. You can see it's $113.87 in this example. So we're going to take that and put that in. You would fill that out for your client. Then we're going to select the impressions. So if we go here, you can see impressions, and we're going to take this 3,411. That's how many people saw the ad. So we're going to take that and put that in. Then we're going to put our CPM, which stands for our cost per thousand. This is how much Facebook and Instagram charge us for 1,000 impressions. And you can see here our CPM is $33.38. So I'm going to copy that and put that in. Then I'm going to get link clicks. So you can see the link clicks here, 45. I'm going to take that, paste that in. Link click-through rate, whoopsies. You can see this option right here is our click-through rate. Link click-through rate is 1.32%. I'm going to copy that and paste it right here. Then we're going to get our cost per click, which is right here, $2.53. Cost per link click right here. Paste that in here. That's how much it's costing us to get a link click. Then we're going to get our leads. So how many leads did we gather? In order to do that, you can just check. Facebook will tell you how many leads you got. So I'm just going to scroll down here and it's showing I got 13 leads. So I'm going to take this number, paste that in. Oopsies. Put that right there. And then I'm going to calculate the opt-in rate. So the opt-in rate is what percentage of people became a lead from who clicked. So if there's 13 leads, I'm going to divide that by 45, which is the amount of people who clicked. And that gives me a 29% opt-in rate. So 29% of people who click on this ad become a lead, which is pretty good. Then the next thing you'd want to look at is, I can't fill this data in. You'd have to look at this for your client, which is, of those leads, how many turned into appointments and sales and the revenue. So let's just say hypothetically in this example, from these 13 leads, I was able to schedule one of them into an appointment, which is one sale, and this is in dollars, but let's just pretend that's one. So I'm just going to take this, put this into one, and that generated, let's just say, $1,000 in revenue. That means our cost per acquisition is $114. So we spent $114. We got one sale for $1,000, right? So that's us filling it out. So that would be what it would look like filling this out. So every single day you'd essentially fill this out for your client. So once the day's over, the next morning, you'd fill out the previous day's data like so. And you'd just go to the ad manager, you'd select the campaign. Again, this is a sample campaign, so I want to show you this live. And what you do is you'd go under performance and clicks and simply gather the data and fill out the sheet here. If you don't see any of the columns that are here, like click-through rate or CPM, all you have to do, you're going to go under performance and clicks. You're going to hit customize columns. And this is where you can add anything that is missing. So let's say, for example, you can type in like cost per link click, right? And then you can add that in. So if any of those columns that I talked about are missing, just search them here and then you can add them in. They're all here. And then once you select them, they'll show up on this bar for you to be able to see that. So if any of these are missing, just hit performance and clicks or this column here, hit customize column and search for basically any of those and it'll show up on this column here. So that is, in terms of the reporting cadence, what you're going to do. So once the campaigns go live, every 24 hours, you're going to fill out the previous day's data using this sheet here. Fairly easy and straightforward. Again, once you go into the ad manager, it'll make sense. Once you get around with it, it'll become like second nature. So the action item for you to focus on now that we went over launching the campaigns is to launch your ad campaigns and provide daily reporting to your client by filling out the sheet here. Now, what I recommend once your clients ad campaigns go live is to send them an update in Slack. So you can just take a simple message like this, go to your Slack channel, find the channel and be like, campaigns are live. You can check daily reporting sheet here that provides stats every 24 hours. And you can just copy and paste the sheet here, go into Slack and paste that in. Just like so. And then that way they can have a pulse of everything. You could even shoot a mini loom going over like what those stats are so they understand how to use it. But just like that, that's how you launch the campaigns. Follow those steps, just do it live, following those things, and you'll be good to go. So congratulations, you launched your campaigns, provide your reporting for your clients, and I'll see you in the next lesson. All right, in this lesson, we're gonna go over assessing your campaign results post-launch. So the objective of this lesson is to review the results from your campaigns after they've been running for 3 days to understand your next steps. So let's break this down because it's really straightforward. Now, if your campaigns have been running for at least 3 days and your campaigns are at your cost per acquisition targets, what we're gonna do now is we're gonna enter the scaling phase because your campaigns are performing. That's a great sign. You're generating sales at your target cost per acquisition. So the next step is now we're gonna begin scaling those campaigns and putting more money towards those campaigns to generate us more customers. So that's the first option. We have a whole video breaking down how to scale campaigns. So if you're in this situation, that's a great sign. That means your campaigns are performing well, and now we can begin scaling it. Now, if your campaigns are at your cost per lead target, but not your cost per acquisition target, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna continue running those campaigns until you generate 100 leads. And the reason we're aiming for 100 leads is because that gives us enough data to work with. Now, if after you generate 100 leads and your campaigns are at your cost per acquisition target now, that you've generated 100 leads, then we're gonna enter the scaling phase because now the campaigns are performing. Now, if your campaigns are at your cost per lead target after generating 100 leads, but still outside of your cost per acquisition target, we're going to turn off those campaigns and enter the optimization phase. And we have a whole video on how to optimize the campaigns, and this is where we're going to fix those campaigns and turn them profitable and get them working again. So again, if your campaigns are at your cost per lead target still after 100 leads, but still outside of your cost per acquisition target, we're going to turn off our campaigns and enter the optimization phase. Now, if your campaigns are outside of your cost per lead target for 4 days in a row, because again, what we're aiming for is we want to run until we generate 100 leads. If our campaigns are at our cost per lead target, but not our CPA target. But if we notice that our campaigns are outside of our cost per lead target for 4 days in a row as we try to ramp up to 100 leads, we want to turn off those campaigns and enter the optimization phase, because now it's no longer at our cost per lead target and we have to turn it off. So that way we're kind of ending that test early. So again, if our campaigns are outside of our cost per lead target for 4 days in a row as we're trying to reach 100 leads, then you're going to turn it off. Now, if your campaigns are outside of your cost per lead target in general, so they're not even generating leads at your target cost per lead, which is normal, this happens, you're going to enter the optimization phase and turn off those campaigns. So the action item here is assess your results post-launch to determine your next step. You're either going to be scaling your campaigns or optimizing your campaigns. That's really all you're going to be doing, and either spending more money on campaigns or turning them off. So watch this and understand, and your action step is to assess your results post-launch to determine your next steps. And then based on that, I'll either see you in the optimization video or the scaling video. So I'll see you there. All right, in this lesson, we're gonna go over optimizing your ad campaigns. And the objective of this lesson is to understand how to identify and fix the variables in our campaigns that are not performing so we can hit our targets. Because if you're watching this right now, your campaigns are not performing at your targets, which is completely normal. All we have to do is figure out which part of our campaigns are broken so we can fix them and get our campaigns working again. So I'm gonna show you how to do that. Now, there's really only going to be 2 scenarios you're going to fall into. The first scenario is your campaigns are outside of your cost per lead target. And the second scenario is your campaigns are at your cost per lead target, but you're outside of your cost per acquisition target. So let's go over how to fix every single one of these. So if your campaigns are outside of your cost per lead target, there's 2 bottlenecks you can run into. Bottleneck number 1 is people are not clicking on your ads, and that means we have to fix and update the ads. Or bottleneck number 2 is people are clicking on the ads, but they're not converting into a lead. And if that's the case, we have to fix the lead form and update the copy there. So let's go over how to identify what we're running into. So to identify if people are not clicking on the ads, we want to look at if our click-through rate all and our unique outbound click-through rate is below 1% on our ads, that means our ads are not resonating with our market. So we need to create a new set of ads to test. So how we're going to find that is we're going to go into our ad manager. We're going to go into our campaigns and just select the campaign and the ad. And what you want to look at, you can see in my ad account here, I have a bunch of different audiences in this sample. So you're not going to see this many audiences and ad sets. You're likely only going to have 1 or 2 audiences in there. So ignore the 8+ audiences in here. But what we're going to look at here is we're going to look at our unique outbound click-through rate and our click-through rate all. If you don't see these options here, all you have to do is hit columns, hit customize columns, and search it in. So you could type in click-through rate all, hit apply, and same thing for unique outbound click-through rate, and they'll show up. But what you're going to look at is you want to look at your unique outbound click-through rate and your click-through rate all, and you want to see, are they below 1%? You can see my click-through rate all in this example is 1.44%, and my unique outbound click-through rate is 0.96. So these are fine, but if you looked at your campaigns and the unique outbound click-through rate was below 1% and your click-through rate all was below 1%, and your cost per lead was too high, that means you got an ad issue. Your ads are not resonating. So what you need to do in that case is you need to create a new set of ads to test. So go back, create another set of ads to test. That's the only action item you need to do. Now, what you're going to do is you want to test at least 5 different ads. So the first set of ads you run, if you're still running into the same issue where you're outside of your cost per lead target and people still aren't clicking on the ads and you're below 1% on your click-through rate all and your unique outbound click-through rate, create another set of ads. You want to test this process at least 5 times if you keep running into this issue. Now, if you've tested at least 5 set of ads and you keep running into this issue, that means you're going to create a new offer. You need to overhaul your offer because there's no ad that's going to save this. You're going to need to create a stronger offer. So that's how to handle if your people are not clicking on the ads. The next bottleneck is people are clicking on the ads, but not becoming a lead. So here's how we're going to identify that. If our click-through rate all and our unique outbound click-through rate is above 1%, and less than 20% of people who click on our ad are converting into a lead, we have a lead form problem because our ads are resonating. People are clicking on it, but they're just not putting in their contact data and their information. So what we have to do is we have to update our lead form by changing the headline on the copy to make it more enticing for people to give us their contact information. So again, what we're going to do here is we're going to go into our campaign and at the ad set level. And let's say, for example, we're in this issue here where our campaigns are outside of our cost per lead target. And let's say we looked at it and our unique outbound click-through rate and our click-through rate all was above 1%. Then we know that what we need to fix is our lead form. Our lead form is the issue. So how we're going to update our lead form is I have a full document here that if you click here and you open this document, it goes step by step how to update your lead form. I go over how to optimize the headline on your lead form, and I give you a training, and there's a video attached as well on how to optimize the copy on your lead form and what elements we need to add on that lead form to increase your conversion rate. So I'm not going to go over that now because I have a whole document on that here, but this will break down how to do that. So that's the tweak that we want to make. We want to optimize the copy on the lead form because we want to make sure at least more than 20% of people who click on our ad are becoming a lead and giving us their contact information at minimum. So that will show you how to do that. Now, if you have tested at least, you tested this and let's say it still doesn't work and your outbound click-through rate and your click-through rate all are still above 1%, what you want to do is you want to make sure you test at least 5 different variations onto your lead form. And if you test at least 5 different variations and it's still not working, that's when you're going to want to overhaul your offer. So it's similar to this bottleneck here, where if people aren't clicking on your ads, you're going to need to test at least 5 different variations of ads. And if it's still not working, you overhaul the offer. If people are clicking on the ads, but they're not becoming a lead, you're going to test 5 different optimizations to your lead form. And if that's still not working, you're going to overhaul your offer. So it's similar. Now, the next bottleneck is campaigns are at your cost per lead target, but outside of your cost per acquisition target. So you're getting leads at your target cost per lead, but they're not converting. They're not converting at your target cost per acquisition. So here's how we're going to fix that. The first bottleneck you can run into on this is people are becoming a lead, but they're not engaging or responding. So you're getting a bunch of leads, but they're just not replying to you. It's almost like they're dead leads. So here's what we want to look at if we're running into that. The first thing is, can speed to lead be increased? You want to make sure you're contacting your leads in ideally under 5 minutes, 10 minutes maximum. If you notice that your average time to contact a lead is 30 minutes, an hour, or a day or two, then they're not going to engage, right? They're getting hit up by other people. So your speed to lead has to be increased. The next thing is, can your follow-up frequency be increased? Like, do you have 30 days worth of emails, texts, and are you calling them multiple times a day during that time period? If you're not doing that, and let's say you call them once every other day, and you only have like 3 emails and 3 SMS messages, there's not enough frequency there. You need to hit them from multiple angles. So make sure that you follow the scripts I gave and you add more frequency. You need to make sure you're doing the fundamentals. And the third thing is, can the scripts be more personalized with better copy? So you can look at the opening scripts that you're sending out people, and if people aren't engaging, see if you can add some twist to it and make the copy a little bit better and more personalized. So that's the first thing. If you're getting leads at your target cost per lead, but they're just not engaging and they feel like they're dead, no one's responding, check these 3 areas. The next bottleneck is leads are engaging, but they're not converting. So you're getting leads at your target cost per lead. They're engaging and they're responding, but they're just not converting into an appointment or a customer. So typically that means it's a sales scripting issue. So here's how we're going to fix that. Is we want to script the issue in the sales process. So you want to ensure that your qualification scripts, where you're qualifying them on their timeline, their problems, their desired outcomes, and their budgets, that's being followed to a T, and you're doing that every single time. If you're still doing that and they're still not converting, what I've done is I've attached a full 35-minute sales script training where I go way more in depth on the sales side. What I've given you so far should be enough, but if it's still not working, I want to give you kind of a full rundown of how to handle any, really take your sales process to the next level. So make sure to watch the video here. I'm not going to go through that because it's 35-minute plus long process and a video attached. So watch that if you want to take the sales and really maximize the amount of conversions you get if you're running into that issue. The next issue you can run into if leads are engaging but not converting is you're getting a bunch of objections and you don't know how to handle that. Maybe you're getting money objections or time objections or partner objections, whatever it is, and you don't know how to handle those. And because of that, you're losing out on sales. So that means we have to fix our objection handling scripts and process. So the good news for you is I've created a document that basically goes over how to handle every major objection you're going to get from money, partner, think about it, fear, and I have a full video breaking everything down here that you can check out. Now, everything's cited in here, so you can use these to handle any objections you're going to get from your leads. So that way, when they give you an objection, you know how to handle that and you can add that into your scripting. And finally, this is something that's rare, but I've seen happen often, is you want to make sure that your clients have open availability. So if leads are interested, but you find out that your client only has 1 or 2 hours a day or every few days worth of availability to take on a booking or book them in, they're going to lose out on a lot of sales. So you want to make sure your client has a lot of availability to take bookings and actually accept clients. So that's, if leads are not engaging but not converting, look at these 3 areas. And then finally, the next one is leads are not showing up. So if you have an issue where less than 70% of people are showing up to scheduled appointments, we have to optimize our show up rate. So I've created a full show up rate SOP that breaks down over about 8 different optimizations you can make to increase your show up rate. And we've tested this across hundreds of different service-based brands. So make sure to check this out here. There's a tool and videos attached for every single one of these optimizations that you can install to increase your show up rate. Again, I won't go through every single one of them, but it's in this document here. If you don't have this document, make sure to go to the pinned comment in the description and the channel and the video, and you can download all the notes that I'm going into and have access to all these tools here. So that is how we handle the bottlenecks. Again, just a quick recap. The first bottleneck is if your campaigns are outside of your cost per lead target, you're either running into an issue where people are not clicking on the ads, and if that's the case, we have to test a new set of ads, or people are clicking on the ads, but they're not converting into a lead. And if that's the case, we have to optimize our lead form. Now, if your campaigns are performing and you're getting leads at your target cost per lead, but you're outside of your cost per acquisition target, you're going to look, are people becoming a lead but not engaging? If that's the case, can your speed to lead be increased? Can frequency be increased? Can the scripts be more personalized? Or maybe your leads are engaging but not converting. That means you have to optimize the sales scripting and the objection handling and maybe the availability. Or you have a low show up rate, then you're going to use the show up rate optimizers there. So the action item that I want you to focus on is identify what area of your ad campaigns you need to optimize and then take appropriate action and fix it. Because all you need to understand is to get really good at this game is just you need to get good at identifying what the bottleneck is, taking the appropriate action, and then launching the test and seeing if it fixes it. And a lot of times, if you stay consistent, you can get your ad campaigns performing and working. So no matter what problem you run into, we got you covered. So this is likely something you're going to refer back to if you actually use this course. So make sure to understand this and refer back to this over and over again. So that's how to optimize your campaigns. Make sure to complete that action item, identify what the bottleneck is, go fix it, and I'll see you in the next lesson. All right, in this lesson, we're gonna go over scaling your ad campaigns. And I'm super excited for this lesson because you're watching this if your campaigns are performing and you're getting results and you're ready to start scaling up that ad to maximize the amount of leads and customers you bring in. So let's dive into how to do that. So the first thing we have to do is we have to get an idea of what our client targets are and how much they want to start scaling. So let's say, for example, for the client that they're currently spending $100 per day in ad spend and they're getting a cost per acquisition of $100, that's their target, and they're currently getting about 1 sale per day, and their cost per lead is about $10, and they're getting about 10 leads per day. Now, let's say that the client wants to start scaling it up, and we want to start scaling it up, and their target is they want to spend about $200 a day. They want to maintain their $100 cost per acquisition, so they want to bring in at least 2 sales per day and bring in 20 leads a day at a target cost per lead of $10. So they essentially want to double. So they're currently, spending $100 a day and getting 1 sale per day, and they want to get about 2 sales per day at their target cost per acquisition of $100. So we need to double the ad budget. Let's say that is the objective. So the first step is figuring out how much they want to scale it by. Then what we're going to do is, now that we know all we really have to do in this hypothetical example is increase the ad budget by an extra $100, here's how we can do that. So there's 2 types of ways that we can scale ad campaigns. There's vertical scaling, and then there's horizontal scaling. So what vertical scaling is simply increasing the budget on winning campaigns by 50 to 100%. Then you're going to measure it, and don't worry, I'm going to go into my ad account and show you how to do this shortly. And then you're going to measure the results for about 3 days following the same process. And if it continues to produce results at your targets, then you'll increase it by another 50 to 100%, and you'll keep increasing it until it breaks. And if performance ever drops, you just push it back to the previous budget that it was working at. So to show you what this looks like, let's say I'm in my ad manager right now, and I have this example campaign that's spending $100 a day. So let's say this is the client's campaign and it's working well. It's generating the leads, and they're at this situation where they're getting 1 sale per day and they want to get to $200. So what vertical scaling would look like is I could take this $100 per day, and all I would do is just increase the budget to like $150 per day and publish it, right? That's what that would look like. That's vertical scaling. All I'm doing is just increasing the daily budget there. And then I would leave this for, 3 days or so. And if it continues, what I would do is I would bump this to $200 a day, right? And then continue. That's all vertical scaling is we're just increasing the budget vertically. This is the easiest way to scale a campaign. So that's getting it. That's all we have to do is we just increase the budget by 50 to 100%. We measure it for 3 days. And if it continues to produce results, we scale it up again. And in this case, all I would need to do to get to $200 a day vertically scaling it is I could basically go from 100 to 150 a day. And then if it worked, I would go to 200 a day, just like I did there. The other type of scaling that is I use a lot more often. Like vertical scaling is pretty much if you're working with a local business and they don't have a huge budget, this is enough. But horizontal scaling is if you really want to start scaling a campaign and you want to scale a campaign to hundreds, thousands of dollars a day in ad spend profitably. Like this is what you're going to use more often is horizontal scaling. So what horizontal scaling is changing a winning ad set by changing one key variable of the campaign. So here's what that looks like. Method number one, and let me just give you some backstory here, is if you have a campaign that's working, what that means is that DNA of that campaign it's working. Like there's all those components of it is working well. So we don't need to change the whole ad. What we can do is make little micro variations to that ad and launch a variation of it. So to show you what that looks like, the first method is we could duplicate the winning campaign. We keep the audience and the copy the same. All we do is we change the creative. So what that would look like is, let's say this is our campaign. And let's just put this back to $100 a day in this example. And again, our goal is to get it to $200 a day. What we do is we'd hit duplicate here. Just hit duplicate with current settings. Make sure it's not this one. Duplicate with current settings and hit continue. Just hit 1. This is all good. Oopsies. Duplicate with, no. Let me go back here. Duplicate with current settings. Duplicate, use original objective, and hit duplicate. Then once we've duplicated the campaign, we're going to go inside of it. And all we have to do is we change the creative. So we keep everything the same. All the copy, everything like this stays the exact same. All we're going to do is we're going to change the creative. So instead of using this video, we're going to hit select images or videos. It doesn't really matter. And we're going to select a different creative. So let's say I have a different video ad. I could just load that. So I could click any one of these. Let's just say I pick this one, for example, pick that, and let's unselect that, hit continue. So that is the first option, is I duplicate it, I keep everything the same, and I just change the creative. I just swapped out a different video. And then for this, I could, spend $50 a day on this and see if it works, right? That's the first level. So I'm just gonna name this just so it's easy, like horizontal scaling 1. The next option I can do to scale it is I could duplicate that same campaign and I keep the audience and creative the same. I just change the ad copy. So again, the audience and the creative stays the same. I just change the ad copy. So what this looks like is I'd go back to our winning campaign. I'd hit duplicate with current settings, hit continue, duplicate using original objective, and hit duplicate. Once I've duplicated it, all I'm gonna do is I'm going to label this horizontal scaling 2. Let's just say 2. I'm gonna hit edit onto here. And all I'm doing here is everything stays the same. I'm just gonna change the copy. So what I can do here is in the copy, it says, I'll keep it short. If you're looking to scale your company, we guarantee a 10x ROI working with us. What I can do here is I could just say, I could just get rid of, I'll keep it short. Like I could just put, looking to scale your company, we guarantee a 10x ROI working with us. That's all I'm doing. I'm just changing the copy. Everything else stays the same. Targeting, audience, all stays the same. I just change the copy. And then I would hit publish and I would try that. Again, like the reason I'm using my ads as an example here is I don't have a massage clinic to show you as an example. I know that's most of the examples have been a massage clinic. I'm just giving you, I don't have that client, which is why I'm showing you my own ad account for this example. So that is the next horizontal test is again, you keep the audience and creative the same, you change the ad copy. Third method of horizontal scaling is we keep the image and copy the same and we change the audience. This is not necessarily the image. We change the creative and the copy stays the same. We change the audience. So what that would look like is I would duplicate the campaign again. So I'd hit duplicate using original objective. I could just label this horizontal scaling 3. And what I would do is I could go to this column here, go to the ad set, and I would just target a different audience. So, I'm targeting this bundle here. But what I could do instead is I could delete these and just choose a different audience to target. So maybe I just type in business owners, small business owners, and I'll target small business owners instead. I just kept everything the same. I'm just changing the targeting. And once I'm done that, I could put the budget here to, let's say, $50 a day. All right, so I'm just making little variations of this. You can see how easy it is with horizontal scaling. I'm just making little variations of a winning ad. And then finally, the last option I can do is I can duplicate a winning campaign and change the campaign objective from an ad set budget optimization campaign to a CBO campaign, which is a campaign budget optimization. So what that would look like is I would just hit duplicate again, and what I'm gonna do here is you can see this is already set as a campaign budget optimization, which is $50 a day. All I'm gonna do is I'm gonna toggle this to off, and instead, I'm going to put the budget at the ad set level. So I'm just going to refresh this because sometimes the ad manager gets a little bit wonky. I'm going to go into ad sets here and I'm going to change the budget at the ad set level and put this to $50 like so. So those are 4 different ways that I can horizontally scale an ad. Oopsies, not 5, change this sucker to 4. That's all we have to do. And I could, take that one ad and you can see how easily I scaled it. Like it's infinite options. Is I can take the same winning ad, like I showed you earlier, like this was the first winning ad. I just duplicated it. And the first variation is all I did is I changed the creative. I put a different video ad to test. Everything else stays the same. The other one is I duplicated it again and all I changed was the copy. I just changed the copy in the ad. Then I duplicated it again and I changed the audience. Then I duplicated it again and I changed it from an ad set budget optimization campaign. From a CBO, a campaign budget optimization campaign, to an ad set level optimization, right? Was where the budget was held. So you can see that's how you can easily horizontally scale ads. And all you do is you measure it for 3 days, any one of these tests. And if it's good, you keep it going and you continue scaling it. If it's not good, you just turn it off. That's all you have to do for horizontal scaling. So that is how you scale a campaign. Quick recap for vertical scaling. All you do is if the client wants to get to $200 a day in this example, is you could just take the campaign and go from $100 if that's where it was at right now, put it to $150, measure the performance for 3 days. If it's good, you keep it on and you can continue vertically scaling it. Maybe then you put it to $200 a day and you keep it on. And just like that, you would hit their target of $200 a day. Or you could horizontally scale the campaign by taking it, duplicating it, and putting it, changing a different creative, and you put that at $50 a day. You duplicate it again, and you change a different, the copy or the audience, right? And you could just make all these variations until you reach your target daily spend. Really not that complicated. Again, you're going to use horizontal scaling more often if the client really wants to start ramping up the budget to, like I use horizontal scaling a lot when scaling past $500,000 plus per day in ad spend. Like I horizontally scaled campaigns way over $10,000 a day in ad spend. So that's when you're going to use this more. But vertical scaling, if you're using a small budget, like that can get the job done, right? Like getting to $200 a day in ad spend is very easy. So the action step here is use the vertical and horizontal scaling strategies to begin scaling your ad campaigns. So figure out how much you're currently spending, then figure out the gap and the target, how many customers you want to bring in each day and what the objective is and how much you want to scale. And then figure out, are you going to use vertical scaling strategies or horizontal scaling strategies? So that is how you scale campaigns. Watch it a few times to digest it. But once you start implementing it and seeing it, that's when it's going to make a lot more sense, because I understand this might be a little bit overwhelming, but as you implement it, it's going to make a lot more sense and this will become like second nature. So that's how you scale campaigns. All right, welcome to phase number 5, which is ongoing client management and reporting. This is going to be a fast, quick phase, but extremely important. Now, the objective of this phase is to understand how to properly communicate with clients to increase our retention. Because if we're not communicating properly with our clients and they don't know what's happening, even if we're getting them great results, they can end up leaving. That's happened to me. So we need to make sure our client communication is dialed in, and I'm going to show you how to do that. So what we're going to cover in this phase is we're going to go over the client communication schedule and how to communicate with them properly and what calls to have with them and all that fun stuff. And we'll also go over the client reporting schedule and what reports to send them so they know what's happening and they have a pulse of the performance. So we got a few things to cover. So with that being said, let's dive into it and I'll see you in the lesson. All right, in this lesson, we're going to go over client reporting and communication. And the objective of this lesson is to install the proper reporting and communication cadence with our clients so they know what's happening and they're up to speed. And here's some best practices with communication and why communication is so important. Your clients must always understand where they are in the process and what results they're currently experiencing. You never want your clients in limbo where they don't know what results they're experiencing or they don't know the next step, because you could be getting your client great results and great returns, but if they don't know what's happening or where they are in the process, they could easily leave you. Like I've had clients where we were getting them great results, but because their communication wasn't great and they didn't know where they were in the process, they got upset or they requested to leave, and I would be confused. And I was like, hey, look at these stats, we're getting you great results. And they would be like, oh, I had no idea. And that's when I learned you could be getting your clients great results, but the communication has to be there. They have to know where they are in the process. And if your results you're getting for your clients aren't that great and your communication's bad, they're going to leave instantly. So we need to make sure they're always clear on what's happening. And I'm going to show you how to do that. The next thing I want you to embrace is I want you to embrace over communication. Like I've never had a client leave or get mad at me due to over communication, but I've had countless clients leave or get upset at me due to a lack of communication. So you can never over communicate with your clients. Always send them updates. Always let them know where they are in the process, because the more you communicate with your clients and you give them updates, your clients are going to be like, okay, they're on top of your shit. Like, they know what they're doing. Because if you don't give them updates regularly and they don't know what's happening, they're just going to assume you're not doing anything, right? So because if you're working for them as an agency, you're a contractor, they don't see you every single day, right? So you need to make sure you're providing updates and they know what's happening. Granted, are there going to be some clients that, once you get a rapport with them, they already know and trust you, you don't need to send them as frequent updates? Yes, but for the most case, always over communicate. Send them updates, let them know what's happening. So now that you know the best practices of communication, let's go over how to communicate with them. So the first thing is we need to make sure we provide them daily reporting, or they have a central place that they can bookmark and look at to get their daily reporting, because most of them, they're not going to be checking their ad manager every single day. So again, I provided a reporting sheet that I gave you, if you remember. And in that reporting sheet, we go over the metrics that we give our client every single day on the ads. So make sure to have the sheet, and you just need to fill it out every single day and make sure the client has it. And all you want to do is fill this out every 24 hours so the client can see the daily ad performance. Again, we went over this when we were launching our ad campaigns. I went over how to use this reporting sheet. I'm not going to go over that now because we've already went over that. But all you have to do is make sure you fill out the sheet every single day, go through the ad spend, the leads you got, how many appointments and sales were made, so the client has a pulse of that. The second thing is I recommend having a weekly one-on-one call with the client to start. Now, as you get more experience, you can do a call every 2 weeks, but a weekly call goes a long way. And here's the outline for the weekly call. The weekly call is very easy. All you're going to do is give them a big picture breakdown of how the ads are performing, and then you're going to go over any action steps that will be implemented. So for example, you could have a weekly call with the client and you say, okay, this week we spent $300. We got 150 clicks. We generated 30 leads from that. So our cost per lead is around $10. We booked 3 appointments and made 3 sales from that. So our cost per acquisition is about $100, which is right within our targets. So our lifetime value is $3,000. As I know you said, each customer stays with you for about 10 months. So $1,000 LTV times 3 is about 3,000. So our return on ad spend collected is a 1x, and a return on ad spend contracted is a 10x. So we're just giving them a performance breakdown on the ads. And then we could say the action items we're going to implement this week is we're going to launch a new set of ads to see if we can even get our cost per lead even lower. So that's all we're doing here, is we're just giving them a breakdown of the ads and breaking down any action steps. And then we're going to answer any questions they have, because a lot of times they might have some questions on the performance, or they might ask you some things. And it's good for them to get on that weekly call just to build that rapport and that trust with them. Now, some clients, as you get better, they might not even need a call, but in the beginning, I highly recommend it because it allows you to show them the stats and answer any questions that they have on their mind to make sure they're all clear. So that's how the weekly call is. You just review the stats, go over any action items you're going to implement that week proactively, and answer any questions. Most client calls we have are 10, 15 minutes, at most, because we come prepared. We know a structure. This is the structure that we follow every single time. You don't need to overcomplicate it. So you have weekly one-on-one calls. So I'm just going to write this here. Recommend weekly one-on-one calls to start. Now, as you build more rapport, you can, do calls every 2 weeks, or if they have more trust, but start with the weekly one-on-one call. So the action item here is I want you to complete your daily reporting for your clients and schedule in your weekly review calls with your clients to go over their performance. And if you do that, that's all you need for your client reporting communication. That way they always have a pulse of the performance, and they have a weekly one-on-one call to get a recap of everything and ask any questions. And that way, as long as you're providing updates and they have those 2 things, they're going to have a pulse of what's happening. And if you're getting them good results and they understand the process, they're going to stay with you for a long time. So that is the client reporting and communication cadence. So make sure to implement that, and I'll see you in the next one. All right, congratulations. You've made it to the end of the course. I hope you found the course valuable, because I truly believe this course has everything you need to deliver incredible results for your clients. So now that you know how to deliver results for your clients, the next piece is, you need to know how to get clients. That's why I put together another free 6-hour course that's going to show you exactly how to get SMMA clients in 2024. So that course is going to pop up somewhere on the screen right now. So go check out that course, because once you learn how to get clients on top of your service delivery, that's when you can build a 6 or 7-figure SMMA very easily. So make sure to check out that free course on how to get clients, and I'll see you over there. Cheers.